Last final score, Pella 58 and Pella Christian 30 at Cabinet Design of Pella. They expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations. Call Mike Blom, the cabinet guy, at Cabinet Design of Pella. Let's start with tonight's final stats presented by the Verduff Agency. For Pella, we'll go in numerical order. Abby Warner with 3, Emerson Wogan with 1, Tristan Gordon with 3, Kylie Tauke 17, Aaliyah Riddick 1, Kennedy Van Bark 13, Mia Warner 6, Jenna Oltman 2, Haley Van Bark 10, and Eliza Van Zee 2. For Pella Christian, 11 for Jocelyn Terpstra, 9 for Faith Kakmarinsky, 4 for Anna Evelyn, 3 for Maggie Heinen, 2 for Carly Anderson, and 1 for Chloe Heisman. Pella out-rebounded Pella Christian 33-29. The big difference was the turnovers. Pella with 16, Pella Christian with 29 turnovers. And those are tonight's final stats presented by the Verduff Agency. Let Chad, Lance, or Larry examine your stats and customize an insurance plan for you at the Verduff Agency, providing complete courteous service to the Pella area for nearly 100 years. And Andrew, let's talk about tonight's key players of the game. First for Pella, our McCall Monument monumental player of the game. Pella led by 2 at the half, and Kylie Tauke had no points. Pella wins by 26 in the second half, and Kylie Tauke had 17 points. You do the math.
Yep, Kylie. I think as the season has worn on, when the Dutch have had success, this team has really been facilitated when Kylie is playing well. That's not to take away from what Kennedy can do shooting, what Haley can do putting the ball up, but Kylie's the facilitator that can also score. And she's had some really, really big offensive games. If she's able to string those together in the second half, I think she may be the difference between Pella being a good team and a great team. And tonight we saw that difference from half 1 to half 2.
Kylie Tauke, Pella's McCall Monumental Radio Player of the Game. Don't burden your loved ones with planning your memorial after you're gone. Pre-plan your memorial and trust the family at McCall Monument, the area's leading monument designer and installer on Old Highway 163 West in Pella. And for Pella Christian, our Hormel Foods Radio Key Player of the Game, Jocelyn Terpstra had 11 points. And unfortunately for the Eagles, it was kind of the flip. She scored 8 points in that competitive first half, only 3 all from the free throw line in the second half as the Eagles fell behind. And that just shows you the value that Jocelyn brings to this team.
And an honorable mention quick to Faith Kack. She had some great plays, but you're right, Jocelyn, it was the opposite thing. When she's not on the floor, Pella Christian lacks a leader that can control the game with her speed and athleticism. That's not to say that PC doesn't have decent athletes behind her, but Jocelyn is the glue that keeps this Eagles team together, and she missed 5 or 6 minutes in that second half in foul trouble, and that was the point when Kylie Tauke took off and ran off with the game.
Looking for a key to your new career? Visit HormelJobsKnoxville.com. Blaine Forsythe will join us in just a moment. Quickly, a look at the road ahead, presented by Pella Motors. For Pella Christian, it's a doubleheader on Monday night on 92.1 KRLS at Knoxville. For the Pella girls, their next game will be Tuesday at Indianola as part of a doubleheader, Pella at Indianola on KRLS 2. So Pella Christian up next at Knoxville Monday, up next for Pella at Indianola on Tuesday on the road ahead, presented by Pella Motors, where you'll drive away happy. That's the Pella Motors guarantee. It's our continuing coverage of Pella High girls basketball. This interview powered by Hy-Vee with Blaine Forsythe, head coach of the victorious Pella High Dutch, after a 58-30 win over Pella Christian Friday night in round 1 of the Tulip City Showdown. Coach, thanks for coming up and chatting. I know this is a game as a player you always look forward to. As a coach, I know you do as well, and you walk out of here with a win. What's that feel like?
Yeah, really proud of our girls. You started a little bit slow in the first half, but just like the pressure that we were able to put on them in the second half, and that really dictated what we were able to do offensively. We did more of a zone press in the first half and just didn't quite have the energy, and then that led to a lack of energy on the offensive end. So we're really proud of how our girls responded in the second half, and really just kind of put the game away. And just really proud of our girls of how they responded to a slow first half.
Well, I thought a key stat, and it's what you're talking about, but in the third quarter alone, I had PC with 12 turnovers, and many of them forced. I mean, you guys really ramped it up.
Yeah, we challenged the girls at half. We said we need to increase the pressure. That's going to lead to good offense for us, and we were able to get some tips on some passes. Our rotations were really slow in the first half. We just weren't anticipating well, so we just said just go, commit to going, and we got a couple of those rotations, and the girls just did a really good job of responding.
How frustrating was their 2-3 zone and how they were packing it in and really really not giving you any chance to get the kind of a true offense through the post.
Yeah, they did a good job of switching everything and running their zone. We weren't getting clean looks in the paint, and that's something that we've been able to do recently. And, fortunately in the second half, we knocked down a couple threes and forced them to come out a little bit. So credit to PC and what they were able to do on the defensive end and just really frustrate us in the first half.
I also think there's a pretty good correlation in the fact that in the first half you're up by 2, Kylie didn't score, and in the second half you outscored them by 26 and she dropped 17.
Yeah, Kylie had a great response. She asked me, she's like, what can I do different? I said, you just need to go play your style of basketball. You need to get to the paint. And I told her at half, I said, I felt like you passed up a couple open shots and you just need to shoot with confidence. And she did that in the second half, and good things happened.
And we continue to see your depth play out, right? I mean, Kylie, seems to be kind of the statistical leader of this team, but you're getting it done in so many ways. Again, 13 from Kennedy tonight, 10 from Haley. This is just a really balanced team, and it's the way you want it, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes it hard to scout. And just being able to score at multiple levels is huge for our offense. And I think we have a group of girls that are just extremely unselfish. Not many of them ask, how many points did I have? It's how many assists, how many turnovers did I have? And that just says a lot about them. They don't really care about the scoring. They just like to go win. How
much confidence are they playing with right now?
They're playing with a lot, especially when we're able to get to our pace and our style. Playing with a lot of confidence. I have us for 6 made threes. Would like to see that percentage up just a little bit. But I think they're playing with a lot of confidence. They're seeing growth with each practice that we have, and I just really like how they're competing.
Well, we talked on Tuesday, the long break, and you thought you kind of responded pretty well out of that. Now we are to that point of the season where it's basically Tuesday, Friday, with even maybe a little extra sprinkled in there, and you're on a roll, right? Yep. So, you want to keep it going, right?
Yep. Really looking forward to next week. Have 2 really good opponents in Indianola and DCG, and just is going to give us an opportunity to see where we're at. Those are 2 of the top teams in the state and in our conference. So just a good measuring stick for us. It's the first time, first go around with both of those schools, so gives us a good idea of where we're at, and will give us some opportunities to grow in certain areas as well as we continue to get better with each opportunity that we have.
New rankings came out, snuck in at number 15. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's just really proud of our girls, the work that they're putting in. I don't even know if any of them know unless they're on Twitter. So we didn't say much about it, but just a credit to them and all the hard work that they've put in throughout the summer and this year, and continuing to buy into what we want to do.
You already mentioned Indianola and DCG next week. Up next is the Indianola piece. What do you know about the Indians specifically? Lost some talent from last year, but still a really good team.
Yep, they've had a couple interesting games this year. A couple that scores that surprised you with that they won and that they lost. They have Naughton, who's an extremely athletic point guard, and then they have McDaniels back in the post. We didn't face her last year, but just a presence inside. So a great opportunity for us. They'll give us a couple different looks defensively, so we'll need to make sure we prepare for those and just put our girls in a good spot to be successful.
Always love chatting, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks, Trevor. Appreciate it.
Blaine Forsyth, head coach of the Pella High Dutch. This interview powered by Hy-Vee. Final score on Friday night, Pella 58 and Pella Christian 30. You're listening to our Cabinet Design of Pella radio post-game show here on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel. And before we wrap up the coverage of our girls game and switch over to the boys, time to go in closing, presented by Lighton State Bank. It was a close first half. Pella led 13-8 at the end of the first quarter, and just by 2, 21-19 at the half. But a huge second half, a 37-11 second half advantage for Pella, and the Dutch win 58-30. Pella improves to 8-2. They are 4-1 in second place in the Little Hawkeye Conference behind undefeated Dallas Center Grimes. Pella Christian falls to 1-9 and 0-5 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. In closing has been presented by Lighton State Bank. Grow strong with us. Thanks for listening to the Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show at Cabinet Design of Pella. They expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations. Call Mike Blom, the Cabinet Guy, at Cabinet Design of Pella. In 1 minute, we make the switch to the boys game here on KRLS.
McCall Monument is the most trusted monument company in Iowa. This is Reed. We have been here helping families get their perfect memorial for over 150 years.
This is Wyatt. We are the monument experts. We don't plan funerals and we don't sell caskets. We are craftsmen with a full-service shop and artists on staff.
I'm Lee. We have a standard here at McCall Monument. In all our years in business, we have never called on a grieving family, and we never will. In your family's time of need, our family is here for you.
Memories become treasures. McCall Monument.
At Delivery.com, we work with more than a dozen Pella restaurants to bring hot and fresh food right to you at your home or business for lunch and dinner. Unlike the competition, when we're open for orders, we have drivers staffed ready to deliver, which is how we operate a 95% on-time rate. And for a limited time, our delivery fee is only $3.99. So when life gets busy or you just don't want to cook, check out Delivery.com and see all the great local Pella restaurants that are available for delivery today. That's Delivery.com.
Welcome back to Eagle Lane. It's our continuing coverage of Pella and Pella Christian basketball. Time now for the boys game here on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel. Trevor Castle and Andrew Schneider are with you, and we're going to dive right into a whole bevy of pregame activities, starting with tonight's keys to the game. For Pella Christian, brought to you by Hormel Foods, and for Pella, brought to you by McCall Monument. And Andrew, let's start there with the Dutch, who come in at 5-2 overall. They're 3-1 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. And for folks that maybe are just waking up after skipping the November and December portion, this isn't the Pella basketball teams that you're used to. The high flying, fast shooting, up and down the floor. This is a team that wants to grind you down, and they want to win on the defensive end. That will be key tonight.
And that's going to be key this entire season. They are not going to consistently score more than 50 points a game. They're going to be in that range more often than not. But obviously, the way that Pella has made their bread and butter is on the defensive end, and especially tonight in this matchup against a team that does not have the size it's had the past couple years, where Pella may be the bigger of the two teams spread out 1 through 5. This is a big chance for that Pella defense to flex their muscle. Just over 8 steals per game for this Dutch D that, again, has held opponents to a top 10 scoring defense coming out of the winter break.
All right, for Pella, that's our McCall Monument Radio monumental keys to the game. Don't burden your loved ones with planning your memorial after you're gone. Pre-plan your memorial and trust the family at McCall Monument, the area's leading monument designer and installer on Old Highway 163 West in Pella. For Pella Christian, our keys to the game, Hormel Foods Radio keys to the game. We had a chance to visit a little bit with Marv Van Wyk. He sat down and chatted with us while we were enjoying our Dollars for Scholars pork dinner before the game. I was out at the school yesterday, talked a little bit with fellow assistant coach Dan Branderhorst, and they both had similar things to say. This rebuild is not coming along maybe as quickly as they want it to, but they're patient. They understand that this is basically an entirely new group. Couple of key returners, but they're trying to fit it all together. And, you know, they're just looking for some other players behind Tyson DeVries, behind Aiden Stoltz. They're looking for some more consistency and scoring from some of those other guys.
And I'll tell you this, again, the season for Pella Christian in this conference, in this league, especially a season like this, is going to be measured what they're doing at the end of February to Class 2A competition. And that big win against Wilton before the break shows, I think, how good they can be. I think they're a state contender. I don't know if they're a state championship contender just yet, but to your point and what Coach Van Wyk said, we just can't have Tyson DeVries score 25 points a game and think that we're going to be okay, because teams like Pella are going to have the athletes to guard Tyson. So what do you do beyond that? It's got to be Dane Giedings, Benny Schurz, Isaiah Breams, Lincoln Vandermolen, Josiah Voss. That group of 5, Trevor, all need to score, in my mind, 2 to 3 points more a game, get a few extra rebounds per game, a few less turnovers. If that group behind Aiden and Tyson can really take that next step, I think Pella Christian, much like the Pella girls, can go from a good team to a great team. There's still a lot of work to get there, but tonight would be a great chance to prove it against one of the best defensive teams in all of Class 3A.
Looking for a key to your new career? Visit HormelJobsKnoxville.com. Colors of the game for Pella Christian, presented by DeBlumenhoff. They're going to be the same colors as the girls' game, the white jerseys for Pella Christian with the maroon and gold lettering and numerals and trim. Those colors of the game for PC, brought to you by DeBlumenhoff, the connoisseur of colors. You do truly get what you pay for, folks, and at DeBlumenhoff, you'll get your colors worth. For Pella, the colors of the game presented by Spain Painting, the green jerseys with the white lettering and numerals and trim. The green and white of the Dutch, presented by Levi Spain with Spain Painting. They're exterior painting experts, and Levi would love to talk to you now to start planning a spring painting project for your home or business. Check them out online at spain-painting.com.
And I would say if you wanted a seat, Trevor, your chance has run out. I'm guessing they're not going to turn you away, but we are at a capacity crowd tonight here on Eagle Lane.
All right, let's go ahead and first quickly give you tonight's game time temperature presented by Van Haften Plumbing and Heating, 28 degrees. You know the drill. If your home's not staying comfortable during our cold Iowa winter, call on the heating and cooling experts at Van Haften Plumbing and Heating in Pella, because you'll always rest easy when you pick up the phone and hear
Van Haften.
They're introducing the starting lineups to the crowd, so let's do the same. Starting lineups presented by Meninga Pest Control. Pella at 5-2, 3-1 in the Little Hawkeye Conference with Luke Keiches, Luke Hardman, Trey Van Houen, Roman Hugen, and Cam Schulte. That's Keiches, Hardman, Van Houen, Hugen, and Schulte. And for Pella Christian, the Eagles 4-3 overall, 2-2 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. They start Tyson DeVries, Aiden Stoltz, Dane Giedens, Lincoln Vandermolen, and Josiah Voss. DeVries, Stoltz, Giedings, Vandermolen, and Voss. And those are tonight's starting lineups presented by Meninga Pest Control. Sean and his team want to kill your bugs.
Call 628-3198. Meninga Pest Control.
You are listening to Pella High and Pella Christian basketball, powered by Bank Iowa on 92.1 FM, KRLS Knoxville Pella, and KRLS HD1 Knoxville Pella. Everyone has a goal, an inspiration, a reason for being. Whatever that is for you, Bank Iowa says,
let's make it happen.
And now the only thing that's left to get to you is tonight's opening tip, presented by Dutch Mill Supply in Pella. Dutch Mill Supply is your only locally owned lumberyard and building material supplier. Trevor Castle and Drew Schneider live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth, and a jam-packed capacity crowd for the Sharpie game. It's the Eagles and the Dutch here on KRLS.
And a lot of these guys have been playing JV in this matchup for the last 2 or 3 years, Trevor. These new look teams in 2022-23, Pella's in the air.
We are underway with Pella and Pella Christian tonight here on 92.1 KRLS. Pella Christian wins the opening tip presented by Dutch Mill Supply. And now the Eagles have the ball moving from right to left. Deep three, boom! Right out of the gate, Pella Christian and Lincoln Vandermolen open the scoring.
A series that has been dominated in recent years by the Dutch. The Eagles definitely want to flip the script on Tuesday and find themselves a midseason signature win against the green and white.
Keiches, nice reverse layup. He went on the baseline with a drop step, goes off the window and scores. 3-2, Pella Christian by 1. Into the corner for Josiah Voss, out to Vandermolen in front of the Pella student section. Roman Hugen working around a screen from Voss. Top of the key, 3 ball on the way. Giedings, rolls out, no good. Rebounded by Voss. Second chance, no good. Rebound, loose on the floor, and picked up by Pella and Hardman. Here come the Dutch, down by 1 minute into the game. Hugen, left corner, 3. Short, no good. Rebound, Cam Schulte, who had 11 the other night at Oski. It goes off his hands and out of bounds. It's Pella Christian ball.
Yeah, both teams testing the waters. The Eagles taking a couple of wide open threes at the top of the key. Pella with a little bit more variety in their first couple of possessions. First shots go in, second shots not so fortunate. We'll see how these teams continue to poke and prod at each other early. Tyson DeVries in the lane, no good.
And Luke Hardman gobbles up the rebound for Pella. Actually, Schulte got that rebound for the Dutch. 6:28 to go, first quarter. 3-2 Pella Christian. Schulte cutting the basket. Good pass from Hugen, and Cam scores from 3 feet in front of the rim.
Not sure we're going to see too many breaks in this one. Both teams, I think, very similarly styled. They don't want to play slow. Not obviously the fast break teams of the past, but certainly a lot of shots going to go up.
Three-pointer no good. Schulte grabs another rebound for Pella off the Giedings miss. Now the Dutch into transition with Hardman, and he draws a blocking foul on Giedings. All right, Andrew, they're all finals, so let's run down the Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard. Girls games, Pella beat Pella Christian 58-30. DCG over Indianola 52-41. Grinnell beat Norwalk 42-36. Knoxville over Albia 36-34. And South Hamilton beat PCM 53-48. Step back 3, Luke Hardman, yes! And it's now 7-3 Pella.
I know in my winter chat with Coach Schulte over the break, Hardman was not at 100% at Newton, but these extra few weeks have really got him back close to where he is. Pella, a completely different team without Luke Hardman. He is their best athlete on the floor.
Tyson DeVries hands it off to Vandermolen. Back to DeVries, dribbles to the free throw line, gets inside. Great slip pass, an easy layup for Josiah Voss. What a dime from Tyson DeVries.
Yeah, Tyson does it all, doesn't he? He's just one of those players that if he was, you say it right, if he were 6'2", there would be a lot of colleges that have their eyes on Tyson DeVries. I think he'll land in a good spot still, but he is a dynamic player for his size. He comes in at 5'7"3/4", I think. They give him 5'8" on the sheet, does Coach Bohr, but he does it all, doesn't matter his size.
7-5 Pella, 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in quarter number 1. DeVries goes right side, controlled by Vandermolen. Onto the baseline, left-hand dribble towards the wing. Just into the game, Isaiah Breams for the first time. 3-ball left corner, Aiden Stoltz was blocked and rebounded by Luke Hardman. Pella 4-2 edge on the glass early. Schulte out to Hugen, and he wants to set up the offense with Hardman at half court. Right-hand dribble. He's being defended by Aiden Stoltz. Screen coming from Kaichis. Hardman works away from it, down the left side of the lane, and he banks it in for 2.
Yeah, Hardman is simply, in most games, going to be the best pure athlete on the floor. And when he does plays like that, they're just so hard to defend. It's either a foul or an easy 2.
9-5 Pella. Hugen went for a steal and miss. Now Vandermolen lost the ball. Loose on the floor. Picked up by Hugen. That's the first PC turnover of the game. Roman into the front court. Thought about a pull-up 3. Gives it off to Schulte. Now back out to Kaichis between the rings. Hugen slows it down at the 10-foot volleyball line, dribbles towards the Eagle logo at half court. Pella from left to right in green and white with Hardman. Working away from a screen, spins inside, kicks it to Roman. Hugen for 3, boom! And Pella up by a touchdown, 12-5 Dutch.
Yeah, we say that Pella isn't going to be that running gun team, but we're seeing shades of it here. They're turning defense into offense. These extra possessions here early for the Dutch, and a carry on Tyson DeVries.
Boy, you just rarely see a actual old school carry called, but Tyson got whistled for PC's second turnover.
A huge opportunity here for Pella to really put some pressure on PC early. Eagles do have a run or two in them, but obviously right now Pella having to feel pretty good about themselves first few minutes.
Hardman driving inside, lost the ball, able to track it back down and then fight his way in and gets fouled by Vandermolen, or pardon me, Stoltz. Aiden Stoltz picks up his first foul.
There's clear intention there, Trevor. That's what, the third time now that Hardman has had the ball, not really looking for anyone else at the play, right? That's not a typical Coach Schulte move. But I think Hardman's been given instructions. If you see something, you're going to the rim.
First free throw is good. Hardman had another one of those classic closeouts Tuesday at Oski with, I think he made 5 out of 6 free throws as the Indians had got back within 10 or 11 and he just put it away at the line. He's done that a couple of times this year. That one rattles out, no good, but a lane violation is called on Benny Schurz, which gives, so basically wipe that one away and will give Luke a second chance at free throw number 2.
Just little things, right, Trevor?
This could be a big point later on. And Hardman cashes it in. By the way, for those of you watching on the Pella Christian YouTube channel, what a terrific job out of Frank Vandenbosch and his crew. We've got a 3-camera setup. We've got floor cameras. We've got replays. Just absolutely killing this Pella Christian YouTube broadcast.
Yeah, between the two schools, I would argue we've got the best of the best here in the Tulip City for our video broadcasters. Shout out to Andy and all they do at Pella Dutch Live as well.
Here's Tyson DeVries working against Trey Van Howen and going to the floor, lost the ball, picked up by Pella. It's an Eagle turnover. And now it's controlled by Van Howen. And then he tries to throw it to Hardman. It was tipped. Will stay right side of the floor with Pella. And what I love, that DeVries-Van Howen matchup, best on best. Offensive player against defensive player for Pella.
I was about to say, Trey Van Howen has been tasked this season, and really he's taken it on himself. He wants that opponent's best player. He wants that best perimeter guy, and he's done a really, really nice job throughout the season so far. He really gets to show that endurance of being that distance runner for his dad, Coach Van Howen, in the spring. That conditioning pays off because he is relentless on the floor.
Tyson Barnes into the game for Pella. Here's a drive by Hardman. Shot hangs on the front of the rim from in close, no good. Rebounded by Caleb Van Arendonk for PC. Fresh into the game, and then he is fouled promptly by Cam Schulte, his first.
Yeah, a lot of physicality that I think has not been whistled so far, and thankfully so. We don't want to have a game, with that many fouls. I don't think there's been anything egregious, but yeah, that one a little more obvious. to the eye of this officiating crew.
Champion seed game reset has 2:42 remaining in the first quarter. Pella with a 14-5 advantage. And just 2 fouls so far in PC, 1 on Pella. The arrow is with the Dutch. Here's a 3 for the Eagles. Just off the mark, no good. And rebounded by Luke Hardman. That gave you a champion seed game reset. Other end for Barnes. Out to Hardman. Between the legs dribble. Working on Stultz. Gives it to Barnes. Now Trado has it. Right side Van Houen. Drive onto the baseline for Hardman. Dumps it down to Barnes. Flips it up and off the backboard and in for 2 as Tyson Barnes stretches Pella's lead to 16-5. Other end, fighting through. Missing a short shot is Schurz, and then the rebound is plucked away by Hugen. Pella an 11-point lead and feeling it here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily what Pella Christian's doing wrong. It's what Pella is doing right on both sides of the floor right now.
Barnes left elbow jumper, no. Rebound PC.
Inflicting their will on what's happening in this game, and then a quick whistle here.
David Kakmarinsky, Josiah Voss back in, and Giedings back in.
You pulled the Andrew Schneider. Isaac. That's usually reserved for me, messing up the brothers, but yeah, Isaac is in. David is in the house tonight. Faith had a great game tonight too. They must have some athletic talent in that Kakmarinsky family, because apparently...
I guess at least I didn't call him Faith.
Right. Yeah. Well, and apparently...
Yeah, Rich and Mark were pretty good too.
Yeah, and Mindy, I think, was good for Coach Wares. Yeah,
absolutely.
No shortage. Always fun to see the Cacks here in Eagle Lane, and Isaac has it in the corner.
16-5, Pella by 11, 1:29 to go. In case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. There's a Tyson DeVries drive, but before he started his drive, we get a whistle and a foul on Van Houen. It's 16-5 Pella. They've buried 2 threes by Hardman and Hugen, and they've really had the pressure on. Pella Christian's only made 2 field goals and scored 5 points in the first 6.5 minutes. In case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. And just as I say that, the Eagles get another bucket.
Van Arendonk there breaking the drought, because that was a long time. Trevor, those points came early in the quarter. It was all Pella there, middle of the frame, and here's Cameron Rowe, Dutch trying to add to this lead.
16-7, Pella by 9. Slowing it down a bit, 1 minute to go, first quarter for Pella. Hugen out near half court.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Hugen being defended by Schurz. Left side, 3-ball Trado off the heel of the rim. No. Rebounded by Giedings for PC. Racing the other way. 1-on-3. Giedings splits the triple team. Goes up off the window. No good. Draws a foul and going to the line.
Yeah, really nice, strong move there by Giedings, and a long line of very good, talented Giedings that have made their way here. That's the 3rd foul on the Dutch, and that one was on Hugen, his first.
First free throw is good. Just a massive crowd here at Pella Christian. Full capacity. Student sections in jerseys on both sides. And student sections on their feet in jerseys on both sides. They won't be sitting down except for the quarter and the halftime break. Second free throw is also good, and they may not even sit down at halftime with the Marion County Bank shootout cheering on, trying to get that money, Andrew.
I was about to say, there's some jerseys out there that are going to be showcasing some of the, usually the better athletes that don't play basketball. We're going to get showcased here and make some big half-court shots, maybe.
Dane Giedings with the tip, and then he and Hugen both going after the ball in the Pella student, or cheering section, and it's out of bounds off Hugen, so that's a turnover. Pella, just their second of this first quarter. 16-9 Dutch. Eagles have pulled within 7 after being down double digits.
I'll say made their way into the front row. Did a couple of players there, and Pella Christian now, we said they had a couple runs in them. They've got the window here, right? They got to get a bucket here and see if they can get a stop early in that quarter, close the window even more.
Shot clock off, 19 seconds to go, first quarter. Tyson DeVries has it out near half court, down to 12 seconds to go, guarded by Van Houen. All right, down to 7. DeVries, they switch it off with Hardman. Fires a 3 off the front of the rim. No. Rebound is tipped, controlled by Trado, and he does not get off the final shot. And at the end of the first quarter, it is Pella 16, Pella Christian 9. You're listening to Eagle Dutch Basketball live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel.
Enjoy 2022's best animated film, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, rated PG at Pella Cinemas. Puss in Boots will need the help of his friends on his quest to restore his 9 lives, but the big bad wolf and his gang are determined to stop him. Grab your kids' packs at the concession stand and settle in your seats for this animated hit. Also showing at Pella Cinemas is the big screen event Avatar: The Way of Water, rated PG-13. Critics say it's easily one of the best theatrical experiences in ages. For a list of showtimes, visit Pella-Cinemas.com and enjoy a movie at Pella Cinemas.
The new year often brings colder temperatures to Iowa, which means snow and ice. Even though we work hard to keep the lights on, sometimes Mother Nature has a different plan in store. If your power goes out, give us a call to let us know, and then hang tight while we fix power lines. If there is a large storm, follow us on Facebook for power restoration updates. And remember to stay away from any downed power lines outside. Assume it's live and not safe. Looking out for you, we're Pella Cooperative Electric.
Welcome back inside of the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. At the end of the first quarter, it's Pella 16, Pella Christian 9. Trevor Castle, Andrew Schneider with you live on KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel. Pella with the ball, working from left to right. Here's a drive by Hardman. Flip shot in the lane, no good. Battle for the rebound, controlled by the pink-shoed Trado, and the extra possession for the Dutch. Out to Trado, left corner. 3-ball Cam Schulte, side of the backboard, no good, and rebounded by Stoltz for PC. Yeah. Looking to push. Eagles have it into the left corner, just into the game. Jack Fancher, boom! Left corner 3, and PC pulls within 4.
Yeah, starting to kind of close the gap here a little bit. A little run at the end of the first quarter. That's exactly what PC wanted, right? Stopping a score at the beginning of the second.
Cameron Rowe has it for the Dutch. Scoreboard is wrong, by the way, for those of you watching on Pella Christian YouTube channel. Kaichis gets blocked by Vandermolen, but it's rebounded, and the shot no good by Kaichis, and eventually pulled down by Voss.
And now a whistle and a foul called on Trado on the rebound.
So it was 16-9. Again, for those of you watching on Pella Christian YouTube channel, it's the scoreboard operator that's wrong. When the 3-ball by Fancher was nailed, they gave Pella the 3 points. Then they gave Pella Christian the 3 points, and now they're finally pulling it back. Taking too many away, giving more back. I mean, are they just punching buttons here, or what's going on? The score is not 19-15. It is 16-12, and we got to get this right.
You know,
we're going to
Trevor,
take a second here and figure it out.
Having flashbacks to a year ago.
Let's just.
You got it.
We know what the score is. It's 16-12. We just got to get it up on the board, okay?
This new technology with this brand new scoreboard, not easy to figure out.
By the way, I need one of those video boards in the basement of my house. Is what I need.
Pretty nice basement.
I do, but like that's way bigger than what I have, Andrew. That's got to be 200 inches.
I think Dan Branderhorst got to buy one, get one. You got to go to the Branderhorst household at some point.
Well, I haven't got the invite yet, but if that's there, I may just do the own self-invite. All right, PC ball, we've got it all sorted out. Here's a drive. Keating stops, kicks it back out. Into the half-court circle in Aiden Stoltz's right hand. Dribble handoff with Fancher. He's got the only bucket of this second quarter. Drive left baseline. Knocked out of his hands. Loose. And eventually comes down with Hugen. We're going to call that a turnover on PC. At least that's what I'll go with. It wasn't a shot. And eventually came down to Pella's hands. Hardman with the ball for the Dutch. Dribbles out back between the half-court circle and the top of the key. Now onto the right wing. Drops it off to Schulte. Hugen cutting inside. We've got a collision, and a foul is called on Vandermolen of Pella Christian. 6:06 remaining in the second quarter. It's Pella 16, Pella Christian 12. Couple of Stravers Cellular Instant Radio updates. Indianola 12, DCG 9 at the end of the first quarter. And South Hamilton 16, PCM 7 at the end of the first quarter. Here's a steal and a Tyson DeVries run out. He's blocked by Schulte and Cam the foul, and then a nice job helping up DeVries.
Yeah, I think Cam at that point was trying to prevent the obvious. That's his second. But yeah, apparent miscommunication on that inbounds play, Trevor. That was right to DeVries. If you weren't watching or paying attention, you would have thought that was a PC play, how perfectly that ball was set up for Tyson to go down and score, and now have a chance at the foul line.
And you see it on replay on the Pella Christian YouTube channel. First free throw is up and good for Tyson DeVries. Pella Christian's leading scorer by quite a ways at 15 points a game. Double Aiden Stoltz, who's got 7.6.
Tyson really came on during that state tournament run last year, and it was that third element behind Eric Mulder and Levi Skelhaus, and it's really fun to see him grow into the leader of this team.
2 out of 2 at the line for DeVries, his first 2 points of the game, and with 6 minutes to go here in quarter number 2, what was once a double-digit lead for Pella has been trimmed to 16-14.
Trevor, this is a 9-0 Eagles run. It was 16-5 at one point in this game.
And they've settled into that 2-3 zone defense. Trado has it for Pella. Van Howen trying to go to the high post for Hardman, and that pass is tipped and stolen away. Another Pella turnover. Each team has 4. Here's DeVries behind the back dribble, leaves it off and out to the hands of Vandermolen on the left wing. Pella Christian from right to left in their white jerseys on their home floor, moving with the basketball into the hands of Voss. Now Vandermolen working a little 3-man weave with Stoltz at the top of the key, guarded by Hugen. Really good pressure defense by Pella, not letting the ball get inside of 18 feet. Vandermolen has it now. DeVries with the screen. When the switch. Trado on DeVries, who drives, puts up a tremendous finger roll shot. Tyson DeVries, a highlight reel play. It is an 11-0 run, and we're tied at 16.
Yeah, this Eagles team and the faithful, we're on that half of the floor here tonight. That was quite the run orchestrated. Pella's offense going cold, but that was in part, Trevor, to just the cutting down of those extra possessions. PC getting a lot of clean rebounds. They had 3 steals in that run so far. They have shifted the focus, and offensively, great patience for PC, right? That shot clock went all the way down, but they had the ball in their best player's hands. He goes down, gets the big shot, and now here we all are tied up. Brand new ball game, second quarter.
Tonight's Raise the Roof moment of the game brought to you by Randall Roofing. When the moment arises and it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. 5:02 to go, second quarter. Pella 16, Pella Christian 16.
Yeah, the atmosphere in here going to get only tense, more and more tense as the night goes on, because I think Pella's going to have an answer here at some point.
Van Howen to Trado. Just dribbling it in the half-court circle. Left side, Luke Hardman with a right-hand dribble. A really extended 2-3 zone out of PC. They're not just settling back and sagging in. Hugen has it, cutting Trado. Kick back out Hardman, shot fake, drive around Fancher, Euro step, blocked by Voss, but a whistle and a foul, and 2 shots coming up for Pella.
And here's the defensive adjustment for PC that's been working, right? This is, if you would have played zone against the Pella Dutch for the past, 25 years, you'd get killed. The best 3-point shooting team maybe in the entire state during that time. But this ain't your dad's Dutch, right? This is a new look team that relies on that dribble drive, and that zone has been giving Pella fits until now. A very, very close call on that foul. I didn't see it myself, but obviously it's what was called, and now Pella at the line, and they get the lead back.
And an 11-0 run is snapped by that Luke Hardman free throw. Second one is also good with a friendly roll. Luke is 4 of 4 at the line, and Pella has an 18-16 lead.
See what adjustment here Pella makes out of that vision for last timeout by Coach Schulte.
Whistle or no whistle, Pella wanted a travel, not called, and PC maintains possession.
Yeah, the near side official is right there. He said he was juggling it as the ball moved out.
DeVries drives around, Trado gets inside, and they call an offensive foul. DeVries hits the deck. And I will say, by the letter of the law in high school basketball, that is a foul on Tyson. I wish they had the halo in high school basketball, because Tyson got in the air, and then Van Howen slid underneath, and DeVries has no chance to avoid the contact. Offensive foul.
Yeah. Obviously, one of those where the official, anytime that happens in high school, Trevor, it just feels like a coin flip, right? It depends on the crew. That time it was advantage Dutch and a turnover on the Eagles.
18-16 Pella Christian lead. Trey Van Howen to extend the lead for 3 is no good, and it's rebounded by Van Arendonk. His game high 3rd for the Eagles. Stoltz, right side for, this is controlled by Schurz. Benny sends it back out. Stoltz has it deep on the right wing. Left-hand dribble to the top of the key. Picks up his dribble with Van Houen defending. They've switched it off, and DeVries is being guarded by Trado, and a moving screen is called on Pella Christian. Isaiah Breams whistled for his first foul. Back-to-back foul turnovers on PC. Champion seed game reset, 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go, second quarter. Pella 18, Pella Christian 16. Eagles have committed 6 fouls, so it's bonus time for Pella. 5 fouls on the Dutch. Possession arrow is with Pella Christian on a champion seed game reset. Champion seed with local dealer Jay Boat is an independently owned and regionally focused seed company that strives to build and maintain the broadest portfolio of genetics and traits. Champion seed, they only champion the best. Van Houen runs over a PC defender.
It was DeVries. That's his second. And the Eagles fans reacting, knowing that, and another 50-50 call going toward the Dutch, but
you'll get a look here on replay. Ooh, boy, Tyson looked.
I know, that's what I mean.
Real close, and JD wants a bit of an explanation from the near side official.
To your point on that previous drive where he went in to shoot, Van Houen slides in as DeVries goes up. You would think that would go to the offensive player. In this case, again, very close. If you're going to call it one way, I think what Coach Bohr is hoping for, we'll call it the other way, right? If my guy sliding in at the last second, if that's your thought, it should be an offensive foul. But instead, Van Houen shooting free throws, and he makes the first.
This is a 1-and-1, but as Andrew mentioned, he'll earn the second and miss the second, and it's rebounded by Breams for PC. Eagles have surrendered 3 in a row, all at the charity stripe. Tyson DeVries drives inside, misses the runner. It's rebounded by Colin Kurt for Pella, and then the Dutch trying to push it ahead, and Luke Hardman decides that rather than diving into a door, I'll just let that go out of bounds, and Pella turns it over.
For a guy who was already scared about possibly missing a lot of games this season with injury, a wise choice made by Hardman. Sometimes a turnover is a better play.
Pella Christian down by 3 with the ball. Here's a drive by Giedings, and a foul called on Pella. It's on the floor. It is the last non-shooting foul of the half for either team, and it's called on Tyson Barnes as first.
And I think some of the frustration we're even getting from the players and coaches and the fans that we have here is the whistles are starting to come out a little bit more now, right? And there's another
one. Yep. This will be free throws for PC, or at least a free throw, a 1-and-1 situation, and it's Barnes picking up 2 in a blink. In case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic, Pella led 16-5 with a couple minutes left in the first quarter, but an 11-0 Pella Christian run tied the game at 16. Pella has scored 3 in a row at the free throw line, and they lead 19-16, in case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic.
They're the veterinarian.
Shot no good. Rebound by Barnes. Offensive foul. Tyson Barnes has picked up 3 in a double blink.
Yeah, that didn't take long to scoot that one in.
Help me.
Taking that one.
I was doing the sponsor read, Andrew. Help me out. Who shot the PC free throw?
The free throw was it was also Breams.
Breams, okay. Missed it, yep.
Went on the other end, got the turnover.
19-16, Pella by 3. Ball controlled by Giedings. Drives inside, shot is short. Rebound tipped back out and controlled by Van Houen for Pella. He races ahead. Hugen has it on the right wing. Drives inside. Shot is up and good. A little half fadeaway shot for Roman Hugen from 10 feet out for 2.
Yeah, it feels like while Luke Hardman is definitely the top player on this team this portion of the season, when Pella is doing extremely well, it's Roman Hugen who's right there with him. Need to get him going here in this game.
3 ball on the way, PC, no good. Rebound being battled for, and it goes off of PC, off of Schurz, out of bounds to Pella.
Everything amplified when you've got a full crowd. It's, you know, a lot of tension here in the gym, and these 50-50 plays obviously very close. Pella, though, through it all, has weathered the storm, and PC has not been able to grab that lead. Here's Kaichis. Flips it over to Hugen left wing. Hugen on the elbow.
Picked up his dribble, being hounded by Stoltz. Now Kaichis on the baseline, goes inside looking for Kurnt, but it's stolen away by Tyson DeVries all the way to the other end, and Tyson is fouled. Boy, he has such a quick burst, and he has just an impeccable ability to maintain great control of the ball while he's in traffic. Foul is called on Pella.
Yeah, that's the definition of streaking down the court, right? That is just nothing but pure speed from DeVries. And I don't know what his spring plans are, but if he's going to run a 100-meter dash, I'd hate to be head-to-head with him.
Well, they have the foul on the board on Barnes, but he's not in the game.
I think there's some, again, learning happening. We haven't had a lot of home games here for PC.
All right, well, that'll eventually sort itself out. That is the 9th team foul on Pella. The Eagles have 7. Van Houen into the front court, gives it off to Trado. Thought he traveled. I think he thought he traveled. And then it's turned over, and then DeVries runs it ahead, and the layup is good for Vandermolen. Or check that. That's Gietings for 2. My bad. Yeah,
the steal and score there. Trado, you call it a steal because of what it technically was, but it was a gift wrapped by Trado. Here's Van Houen on the other side.
1-point lead for Pella. It's 4 in a row for PC. Is ping-pong game. Back and forth we go. Hardman, lean in. Offensive foul and a smile from the junior. And Andrew, 9 Pella turnovers, including 7 in this quarter.
Well, and 3 of them now have been offensive fouls against the Dutch in that window as well. So clearly this PC defense has found the secret sauce after falling behind. Can they take their first lead? Here's a great chance right now.
Underneath, layup, good! And the first lead since the opening 3-pointer of the game by Lincoln Vandermolen. 22-21, Pella Christian leads.
Wow, the volume cranking up here on our half of the floor.
Here's Kaichis for Pella. Nearly stolen away, loose on the floor, and it is stolen by PC. Eagles have it. DeVries, right corner 3. That would have brought the roof off this place, and the rebound lands in Coach Schulte's lap off Pella. PC ball.
Yeah, another turnover, though, for Pella as they are coming apart here offensively. There's just no flow or rhythm. Whatever the Eagles defense is doing, they have completely turned this game on its head. It was 16 points, Trevor, in the first, 5 minutes of this game, and since then, it's been largely all PC.
22-21 Eagles. We're 40 seconds away from our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show, and Tyson DeVries has it. Now Aiden Stoltz, left corner, 3-ball, Voss, air ball, no good. Rebounded by Hardman, his 4th. And the shot clock is off with 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. Van Houen into the front court with a high dribble, gives it off to Luke Hardman, standing at the 10-foot volleyball line. Right-hand dribble back to the half-court circle. Being closely guarded by Gietings. Kick out, 3-ball on the way, no good for Pella, and rebounded by Van Arendonk for PC. 7 seconds to go. DeVries drives in, flips it up, and Tyson DeVries with 8 in the quarter, and the Eagles will take a 24-21 lead into the locker room. We'll be back with our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show right after this on 92.1 KRLS.
Why should you consider a career at Vermeer? Welder Wesley Jensen found something at Vermeer that he's never had at any other job, a manager that he likes.
I've never liked a manager at any job that I've ever had, but my manager's pretty cool. You know, he's always putting little things together for like Thanksgiving. We all brought in stuff and kind of shared food and kicked back, had a long lunch, you know, and shake everybody's hands and let them know that everybody's doing good. Like, that's pretty cool.
Start the search for your career at Vermeer by visiting vermeer.com/careers.
It's another red-hot weekend with a mega meat sale this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. You'll find deals like Hy-Vee bacon for just $2.99 a package, no limit. A 12-ounce package of Fish Market cooked shrimp for just $4.99. An 8-ounce Hy-Vee Midwest pork boneless thick-cut chops are 4 for $5. A fresh, skinless Verlasso Atlantic 4-ounce salmon portion are $3.98. Find these deals and more with the mega meat sale this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee, home of the best beef in America.
It's the new year. Are you ready for a new job? If you're tired of sitting at a desk or doing the same repetitive factory job every single day, Sean would love to have you on the team at Menninga Pest Control to kill people's bugs. You're out and about every day. Different houses, different businesses, different jobs, killing people's bugs. Sean will even train you to make sure that you get the proper certification to kill those bugs. Interested? You know the number to call.
Call 628-3198. Menninga Pest Control.
But an offensive rebound tipped out. Allen, can he make it 3 in a row? And the answer is yes. Noah Allen hits 3 3-pointers in a row. And there we go. Our first of what we hope are many
Randall Roofing is proud to sponsor the Raise the Roof moment of the game and support our local teams. When it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. Find us on Facebook or visit randallroofs.com. Thinking new roof? Think Randall Roofing.
Welcome inside of our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. It's Pella Christian 24, Pella 21 for tires, front end work. There are no appointment oil change and full mechanical work on your vehicle. Stop and see Sean DeWard and his crew next to Walmart in Pella. Real quick, inside the numbers delivered by Pella Fiber. An 11-0 Pella Christian run turned a 16-5 deficit into a 16-all game, and they lead at the half, 24-21. 8 points from Tyson DeVries to lead the way. Pella with 9 from Luke Hardman. The Dutch do lead the rebounding battle, 14-11, but Pella has turned it over uncharacteristically 10 times in the first half to just 6 for PC. And the Eagles, as they outscored Pella 15-5 in the second quarter, turned it over just twice. And that's inside the numbers delivered by Pella Fiber, where every home gets a gig. Join today at PellaFiber.com. It's our continuing coverage of Pella Christian girls basketball. This interview powered by Hy-Vee, as we're joined by Jordan Dyke, the head coach of the Pella Christian girls basketball team. The Eagles fell tonight 58-30 at the hands of Pella High. And Coach, first of all, pleasure to meet you and get my first look at the Eagles here this season. Very competitive first half. Obviously didn't go the way you wanted it in the second half. What are your thoughts on tonight's game?
Yeah, I thought we played really well in the first half. Very competitive. Thought we played really well defensively, got some shots to go, and then you feel pretty good at halftime. We give them a ton of credit. They made us play fast offensively and defensively in the second half and really overwhelmed us, I think, with their athleticism getting up and down the court on both ends. And our legs get tired, we can't react, and start turning it over, and that's what happened. The story of the game is we turned it over and gave Pella some easy baskets.
I thought Andrew said it very well in the second half. It felt like at times you were just trying to survive on the offensive end and never really got a chance to settle into any rhythm.
Yeah, again, give them credit. We played a lot of the game in the second half in the backcourt. Played very little in the front court. You can almost say, we hardly got in an offensive formation, let alone a set. You know, so it is what it is when you're tired.
How do you learn from that, and how do you kind of try to prevent that from happening moving forward? Because you're going to see, the DCGs and Indianolas and the Grinnells of the world, they all want to do the same thing.
Yeah, and they're always all after you. Well, this is not an excuse, but Faith Kekmerinsky gets hurt on Monday. It's just her first time playing. She's our point guard. She makes us calmer, and she did early. She also got tired late. And we got two players in the Bahamas on a winter trip, and we're not deep. We're not deep. You saw Pella's got good players, but good bench, and that's what the story of the game really. They kept after, stay after, kept pressing you, running. It's the story of the game.
Right. So I guess key number one to that would be let's get all of our girls back and let's get a full roster and then see what we can do.
Oh, totally. But give them credit. Good team. Really good team. But I just feel like we got tired there in the second half.
What were a couple things that you liked about what you did tonight?
Oh, this game, this Pella PC game, is a little nervous. I thought our team was a little nervous to come out the first half. I don't think we can say our effort was bad. We just totally folded, and so I thought we'd give great effort on both ends of the floor. And I'm looking at this stat for the first time. Look at the rebounding battle. One of the battles we look at. It's pretty close.
Absolutely.
Pella's quite a bit longer than us, but it's a pretty close rebound. So I'm proud of the way we battled. We battled on the glass, and it's a story in every night. It's a simple game. The ball goes in the basket, you win the game. The ball stays out of the basket, you lose the game. So we made some shots early. I don't even think we got very many shots off in the second half, and that's what it is.
I think if I was in your shoes, I'd be very happy with the way our defense played. And you mentioned the length of Pella. You never really gave them too many good looks inside. Was that really a focus of what you wanted to do?
Yeah, totally. We tried to front the post. You look some of Pella's film, they dump it in. They're long players, really good around the basket, okay? And they work on that. So we tried to front that. I thought we did a pretty good job of fronting that, throwing that lob pass is a lot harder than you just dumping it in. So I thought we did a good job fronting the post tonight overall.
Busy week next week for your club. You go to Knoxville, I believe at Knoxville on Monday. And then, Tuesday at DCG, Indianola on Friday. So no rest for the weary here. What do you think about a loaded week?
Well, the fun part about it is you can't fret over what happened the night before, because you got to be ready to go again the next night and keep playing. So embrace the moment, embrace the opportunity. We're going to be traveling. I don't know how many miles that's going to be. We're going 3 times on the road next week. It is what it is, but it's also a blessing to be together. That's why we're on teams too. Yeah, you're playing to compete, but you want to play together. So it's kind of fun too to just go on the road and be together. So it'll be an exciting time, I think, next week for us.
Now, do you get a couple of the players back, or are we still waiting on that?
Look, Tuesday, hopefully Tuesday, not Monday. We'll play Knoxville down a couple, and then they'll be back. They'll be back Tuesday, but haven't practiced. Couple, I don't know how many minutes I'm gonna get out of them. 5 to 10 maybe. Spell somebody here or there, and then we'll have them back on practice Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe we'll have them full roster ready to go a little bit on Friday night.
There we go. Do you have any initial thoughts? I mean, next up is Knoxville and out of the conference, but do you have any initial thoughts on the Panthers?
Well, get some film on Pella. Pella played them. It's a 6-point game, really, really close. Knoxville's a good basketball team. They got I think they got twins or cousins, same last name girl. I think they're twins. Well, they might not be twins. They might be different grades, but they're good. And they're not the only ones. They got a post player averaging over 10.6 rebounds a game. I mean, it's a pretty good basketball team that we're going to face. So we got to put our shoes on and go do it. We got to battle.
Hey, last one for you, Coach. What'd you think about your first experience with this Pella Christian rivalry?
I think this is fun. This is awesome. It's good to be a part of. Love the energy in the gym. I think it's really good for a community, supporting each other. So I think it's awesome.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Absolutely.
Pleasure to meet you, and we'll see you down the road.
Pleasure to be here. See ya.
All right, Jordan Dyke, head coach of the Pella Christian girls basketball team. Our interview powered by Hy-Vee. The Eagles fall on Friday night to Pella by a final score of 58-30. We're listening to our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. The Marion County Bank shootout is in effect. Andrew Schneider will rejoin me when we come back here on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel.
Vision for Less has delivered free same-day speed for over 30 years because our local lens labs are full of experienced and passionate lab techs, not to mention advanced equipment needed for the job. Simply put, your glasses can be ready the same day at no additional cost to you. On top of that, nobody ever get low prices. Get 2 pairs single vision starting under $40 or 2 pairs of progressive starting under $80. Your time is valuable and quality comes faster than you think when you shop at Vision for Less.
At Lely, we continue to provide the latest innovations for the dairy industry. Our robotic milking systems put more milk in the tank with less effort. Our robotic feeding systems provide optimal feed efficiency for a healthy and productive herd. And we have a line of innovative barn products that create an animal-friendly environment focused on the cow's well-being and comfort. Lely, a worldwide pioneer in dairy farm automation with our North American headquarters right here in Pella, is proud to be a part of the community.
Even a mild winter can take a toll on your roof. Between the freeze and the thaw, you may need new shingles. Certainly, if you're going to get new shingles, you're going to get CertainTeed shingles from Dutch Mill Supply in Pella. CertainTeed Roofing offers a wide array of residential roofing shingle options.
Dutch Mill Supply, located in Pella, is your only locally owned, one-stop, full-service lumberyard and building material supplier. My name is Joshua Payne. My staff and I are here daily for professional service from the guy next door. Our product line is diverse, and we'll get you what you need quickly and at a competitive price.
Thinking about home renovation? Call Kent at DeHeisen Carpentry in Pella. Finish that basement. Remodel your kitchen or bathroom. Build that new addition you've been dreaming about. Even new construction. At DeHeisen Carpentry, they can do it all. DeHeisen Carpentry is a Pella Windows certified contractor. DeHeisen Carpentry will work with you from start to finish, ensuring the job is done right and to your satisfaction. For your next home renovation project, call the professionals at DeHeisen Carpentry in Pella, 780-1858.
If you have friends or family coming to Pella, make reservations for them to stay in Pella's finest accommodations, the Amsterdam Hotel.
We have many different packages available depending on what they're looking for during their visit.
Our weekend getaway package includes flowers, chocolates, and champagne.
The Visit Pella package has tickets to the Historical Village, Vermeer Windmill, and Pella Bucks to spend around town.
And the Stay and Play package includes golf at Boss Landon.
Find the perfect package for your guests or yourself by visiting royalamsterdam.com for the Amsterdam Hotel on the Bollengracht in Pella.
You'll drive away happy. The Pella Motors guarantee.
At Pella Motors, we won't be beat on price, period. So if you're looking for a great deal on a brand new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, and saving big money makes you happy, Pella Motors will not be beat on price, period.
You'll drive away happy. The Pella Motors guarantee.
Welcome back inside of the Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel. And as we just got done with the Marion County Bank shootout, we might as well take a look at our Marion County Bank radio scoreboard and let you know all the other games going on the network tonight. At the half, our score, Pella Christian 24 and Pella 21. The other scores that we have also at the half, Indianola 19, DCG 19. Knoxville leads Albia 30-29. South Hamilton over PCM 31-16. And at the end of the first quarter, it's Norwalk 18, Grinnell 6. On the Marion County Bank radio scoreboard, Marion County's financial leader is Marion County Bank with offices in Pella, Knoxville, and Melcher, Dallas. They're serving you and building community across the county. All right, our second half adjustments presented by DeYoung Door Service. Andrew Schneider, what do you think?
Well, I think I would say different things at the end of each quarter. I think each team did what they wanted to do in their respective quarter. I think Pella was very good defensively in the half court in the first half, taking the ball out of Tyson DeVries' hands. They were able to go down and score. It was a lot of Luke Hardman driving into the defense, a couple of three-pointers made, but a lot of that was working inside. Second quarter, Pella Christian switches to the zone, and then all of a sudden, it's that Eagles defense turning into Tyson DeVries runouts. He has 3 steals in the game. He had a great dish to Dane Geetings in one of them, and then the other 2 were a couple of his own buckets. Right now, the momentum's with Pella Christian. Pella has to find a way to get the ball out of number 3's hands or make it so difficult for him that even if he's the one taking the shots, it's got to be off balance. On the other side for Pella Christian, more the same what they had in the second quarter, right? They have to continue to disrupt what Pella's wanting to do. The zone, again, if you would have told anyone just walking off the street that knew the history of Iowa high school basketball, you're playing zone against Pella, you're kidding, right?
I was going to go there.
Yeah.
They just never see 2-3 zone because they'd always shoot you right out of it.
Yeah, and
not this year.
They're not that team this year, and so the way that they have to find it is, and it's not happened here tonight, defense creating offense, right? When Pella was good and has had success on the floor, it's not maybe been a full transition game, but it's certainly been steals, extra rebounds, forcing turnovers. None of that is happening, or at least happened in that second quarter.
And offensively against the zone, the Dutch haven't had much success either. They really struggled against Newton, against their zone, had more success when Oski went into one on Tuesday, but tonight they've kind of fallen apart.
Yeah, and Pella Christian is a team that is, again, they don't have, Tyson's the standout. They don't have a ton of, I would call them stud athletes on the floor, but boy, oh boy, they're just solid everywhere in that little 2 through 7 area where, again, if that group takes a step up, they're going to be a dangerous team. And tonight, they're taking that step defensively and giving Tyson the opportunity, as well as Geetings and Voss in transition, the opportunities to get those big points.
Second half adjustments presented by DeYoung Door Service. One of the quickest ways to adjust the look of your home is with the new garage door from the Gurus.
We're the gurus of garage doors, DeYoung Door Service in Pella.
And that's a wrap on our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. For tires, front end work, their no appointment oil change, and full mechanical work on your vehicle. Stop and see Sean DeWard and his crew next to Walmart in Pella. All right, it's 24-21. Pella Christian with the lead and the basketball to start the third quarter. Trevor Castle, Andrew Schneider live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. Shot clock down to 5 on the opening possession. Tyson DeVries cutting from the left wing all the way across the lane. Gets the feed, the layup, and a Pella foul on Hardman.
Yeah, that was definitely a quick one right there, right? And DeVries at the last second recognized that shot clock was, and he's a bullet. He just comes out so quickly. He has great acceleration, and he was able to get the and one. Does miss the free throw, though.
Schulte grabs the rebound. Pella a 15-11 rebounding edge, but they've also turned it over 4 more times than the Eagles. 10 first half giveaways for the Dutch. Van Houen looking inside onto the baseline for Hardman, working one-on-one against Geetings, and he's able to turn, shoot, score, and draw a foul. Luke Hardman trying to be the glue here for the Dutch in the early part of the third quarter.
Well, and you look at the stats. I know you had to run down inside the numbers delivered by Pella Fiber really quickly, but Tyson DeVries in double figures, Luke Hardman in double figures, no one else close on either team. It's the 2 stars that are shining here in the first half.
And the free throw by each of them, no good on a chance at a 3-point play. And the rebound for Pella Christian by Lincoln Vandermolen. So each team's got a bucket and missed a free throw, and it's 26-23 Pella Christian. And now here's a drive and a little shovel pass by Gietings. Gets the return from Voss. Gietings into the lane, puts it up, no good. A little contact not called. And then on the rebound, we have a whistle and a foul on Pella. So the rebound of Voss, and he's fouled by Luke Kaichis, who's had a pretty quiet night, just 2 points and 1 board. Although the bucket that he got was a pretty reverse layup. They really haven't gone to him much offensively since then.
Well, it's a zone, and Kaichis can play in the perimeter, but he's the de facto post of this Pella team, and he's been gobbled up by 2 or 3 white jerseys for the majority of the night.
Aiden Stoltz passes it back out to Vandermolen. Aiden thought about a deep 24-foot three-pointer, passes it off. Now DeVries has it in the corner, working on Trey Van Howen. Able to wiggle his way around, spin, lean in, and score. Tyson DeVries has a dozen, and Pella Christian back up by 5. On the other end, it's Hardman attacking and drawing a foul on Gietings. That's his second, and Luke back to the line.
The recipe for both these teams right now seems very similar. We're going to put the ball in our best player's hands and see what he can do, and right now they're both delivering here early in the half.
Cellular instant radio update at the half. Norwalk 32, Grinnell 12. First free throw is good by Luke Hardman.
See what Hardman can do here again. Try to keep this a 1-possession game.
Second free throw buries. So the 2 threes each have 4 here in the third quarter, DeVries and Hardman. And we're right back where we started. Pella Christian 28, Pella 25, or at least started this third quarter. Vandermolen gives it off to DeVries, sets a screen for Tyson, then rolls off of it. Pella doubles, Tyson splits it, Tyson drives, Tyson scoops, and Tyson scores.
Yeah, he is hard to contain.
And Hardman on the other end misses the shot. It's rebounded by Voss.
I mean, the strategy right now, Trevor, is literally best player is going down trying to score. Breaking it here is missing the shot is PC, and here's a rebound to Hardman.
And so Pella with the ball. Hardman leans into a 3. Boom! Luke Hardman and Tyson DeVries going toe-to-toe to start the third.
It's a heavyweight boxing match against 2 stud athletes. And right now, neither blinking as Pella back within 2.
2 stud juniors.
Yeah, I know. That's the fun part. We got another year with these guys and the incredible things they'll do across Eagle Lane and the Tulip City.
And a drive into the lane for Pella Christian by Gietings. Kind of lost his footing. Picks it back up, gives it off to DeVries. Pull up 3, too strong, no good. And Hardman rebound. I mean, should the other 8 just go to the sideline and we'll play a little one-on-one here?
I think that's essentially what's happened here.
30-28, Pella Christian by 2. Those are the only 2 players that have scored here in the third quarter. Van Howen will try to change that, and he airballs a 3-pointer that's rebounded by Voss.
And I'm not trying to insult the other players, but no one else has taken a really good shot on either team.
Well, nice, terrific play by Hugen to come up with a first turnover by PC here in this second half. Roman gives it to Van Howen. Now Kaichis will let a 3 fly off the mark, no good, and rebounded by Pella Christian. Eagles from left to right. Tyson DeVries drives by, lays the pass off, and the shot no good by Voss. But he draws a foul, and he's going to the line. Well, in case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic, if you've missed this third quarter of action, you've missed Tyson DeVries scoring 6 points, and Pella scoring 7 points, and that's it. Pella Christian 30, Pella 28, in case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic.
They're the veterinarian.
And it's still not a great shot taken by any of the other 8 players on the floor, right?
Voss missed the first free throw. He's got 1 more coming.
Sometimes it's that psychology of that play, right? When your best players take over a game, sometimes you're just sitting there idle, watching them, dazzle on the floor. And obviously right now it's been those 2, and it still is those 2.
Second free throw no good, and rebounded by Cam Schulte for the Dutch. Pella Christian 30, Pella 28, 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in quarter number 3. Roman Hugen has it for the Dutch. Pella Christian settles into their 2-3 zone. Hardman shot fake, back out to Roman. Now Hardman, bounce pass onto the baseline for Kaichis. Looking for a helper. Luke backs his way in. Shot partially blocked, grabs the rebound, goes up again, draws a foul on Josiah Voss, and it's Luke Kaichis heading to the line.
Yeah, sometimes those block shots can be more trouble than they're worth, and it was a great athletic play by Voss to get the first one. Waiting for Kaichis to make that move, went right back to Kaichis, said, okay, Luke, I'll try it again. He gets it this time tangled up, and free throws for Kaichis.
First one is good. Tonight's game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Windmill Print and Stitch in Pella. Windmill Print and Stitch is a locally owned, decorated apparel company right here in Pella, and they're a proud partner of BSN Sports. If you need apparel for your team or business, call Phil Hemming with BSN Sports at 620-8337, or stop into the BSN Sports Windmill Print and Stitch office on Southeast 14th Street in Pella. Was just there today, picked up some new K&IA KRLS gear that we'll be rocking in the new year. Kite just makes 2 of 2. We're tied at 30. 4:02 to go, third quarter. Tyson DeVries has it. Little slip pass on a screen and roll. Shot is blocked by Tyson Barnes. Rebounded by Benny Schurz. Second chance, no good. Barnes fights for the rebound again. We've got a whistle and a foul on the floor.
Should be on PC.
And it is, and it's called on Isaiah Breams.
Yeah, a lot of contact. I thought there was another foul. I thought that Barnes got the block shot and then took a charge that wasn't called, and then somehow ends up with the rebound and gets fouled anyway. Sometimes there's that universal justice, right?
30-30 game, 3:46 to go. Third quarter, Van Houen to Hardman, drives through 2 defenders. There's a third one waiting for him, and he's fouled on the play by Aiden Stoltz, his second. The Eagles' 5th here of this third quarter.
Yeah, we're getting to free throw territory a little bit quicker here for the Dutch. Still haven't been able to take a lead here in the half.
Inbounds pass to Barnes, trying to fight through a double team, out to Cam Schulte. Now Hugan has it near half court. Pella from right to left, or for those of you watching on the Pella Christian YouTube channel, left to right for the Dutch. And now between the rings, Hugan. Van Houen, extra pass. Hardman for 3. Short, no good. Rebound. Luke fights for it. Gets his own rebound along the baseline. He's got a game-high 7. Passes it back out to Van Houen. Now Barnes swings it around left side for Hugan at the half-court line.
Fresh shot clock for the Dutch. 25 seconds remaining. Coach Schulte resetting the offense and getting the orders into Hugan.
3:04 to go on the game clock. Third quarter, 30 for 30.
There was a double team there. Now they're really starting to recognize the Hardman presence on the floor. Dutch will have somebody open on some of these possessions here.
Schulte, bad pass into the lane. He was looking for Van Houen. He got it stolen away.
It's stolen
First
right back.
Pella turnover of the quarter. Ahead to Barnes. Layup. Oh, he missed the bunny. Rebound is down for Cam Schulte, and he picks up the trash.
Yeah, good awareness there by all the Dutch. Barnes just missing the easy layup, and Schulte was right there to pick him up, and the Dutch have their first lead of the third quarter.
An 11-8 start to the quarter for Pella.
Not too easy for Aiden Stoltz. Stoltz sidestepping a defender. We have a vision for less timeout. It's a 60-second timeout.
But I misspoke a moment ago. It's 32-32. It is now an 11-8 quarter in favor of Pella. And it's a 32-32 game. Delivery.com, restaurant delivery service in Pella with great local restaurants like George's, Canaritos, Dutch Fix, Viet Thai Taste, Liberty Street Kitchen, and more. And you can have fresh food delivered right to your home or business for lunch or dinner, just like Danielle Jensen recently did. Danielle is tonight's fan of the game, and she's won a $10 gift certificate towards her next order. Try Delivery.com this week, and then listen to our next broadcast to see if you're our fan of the game, presented by Delivery.com.
Well, and I'm getting a really nice view here in our Vision for Less timeout, Trevor. I brought my camera with me back from California, and through the viewfinder, watching 2 of the best coaches in Iowa high school basketball, drawing it up. These guys are intentional with every single timeout. We're tied at 32. They know that this is a huge game for momentum in the middle point of the season, and you're watching 2 excellent coaching staffs try to draw up that one play that'll give them the edge as these 2 teams go back and forth. J.D. Bohr and Derek Schulte.
Out of the Vision for Less timeout with 2:22 to go in the third quarter. We do have a Strauber Cellular Instant Radio update. End of the third quarter. Indianola 32, DCG 22. Bad pass by Roman, a Pella turnover. That wasn't what Coach Schulte drew up. On the other end, DeVries misses the contested layup, and it's cleared out by Schulte. And we have an injured Tyson DeVries. I believe he took an elbow to the top of the head on his way down, or maybe head-to-head with Barnes. He's shaken up as well.
Tyson on Tyson crime there. They both, I think, knocked into each other going down, and we may have to get subs in for both. Yeah, because Tyson DeVries is still checking his. I think
Tyson DeVries is saying, I'm okay.
Okay, he's still grabbing
the top of the head, and Tyson Barnes maybe got the worse end of that one. Does that mean that Tyson DeVries is a little more hard-headed than Tyson Barnes?
I don't want to see who wins that competition. Both seem like they're really tough nose, that's for sure.
All right, half court for Hugan. And Pella under 2 minutes to go, third quarter, and a 32-all game. Ramon, pull up, right elbow jumper. Yes, and Pella reclaims the lead.
That was a pretty shot, Trevor. Just pure right at the elbow, in rhythm, and it gives Pella this 2-point edge late in the quarter.
And now Aiden Stoltz has it for PC. Little give and go, back to Aiden. Boom! Deep three for Aiden Stoltz. And here we go, back and forth. Pella Christian by 1.
He has that ability to hit it from anywhere on the floor.
Near turnover by the Dutch. And Derek Schulte just says, calm it down a little bit here. And Hugan.
J.D. Boer's almost on the floor as the sixth defender there, barking out orders. He's as passionate about his team's defense as I've seen a coach through our Little Hawkeye Conference.
Hugan has it at the top of the key, gets a screen from Cam Schulte. Tried to go backdoor for Trado, and Hugan threw it 5 feet over his head out of bounds. That's 3 turnovers on the last 4 possessions for Pella, Andrew.
Yeah, it feels like the Dutch for a little bit there, Trevor, had the momentum. They were figuring some things out. They were settling things into a lot of half-court sets, getting that ball into the paint. But those last few possessions, they've given Pella Christian the ammo they need to take the lead back and possibly add to it here in the final minute.
Under a minute to go, third quarter. Pella Christian 35, Pella 34. Into the hands of Gietings. He's got 4 points in this game, out to Aiden Stoltz. Tyson DeVries is on the bench for a little breather. Deep three, Stoltz, heel of the rim, but a long rebound comes out to Vandermolen. Now a drive by Stoltz, and he's fouled by Kaichis. 2 shots coming up for Aiden Stoltz, who has 5 points in this quarter. In fact, only 2 Eagles have scored. Tyson DeVries with 6, Aiden Stoltz with 5 and counting, but Pella Christian maintain a 1-point lead, 35-34.
And as we get later into this game, the foul shooting for both these teams very solid in the early going. Pella 71%, the Eagles at 69%, and Aiden Stoltz the best at the line, along with Dane Gietings, 73% for Aiden Stoltz on the season. He's now 1 of 1 here tonight.
A champion seed game reset would have Pella Christian leading 37-34 after both free throws are good with 39 seconds to go in the third quarter. 5 fouls on PC, 4 on Pella, and the Dutch have the possession arrow from right to left on a champion seed game reset.
Tyson DeVries on the bench here for what could be the final shot of the quarter.
All right, ball in the hands of Pella from right to left with 22 seconds to go. Shot clock is 3 seconds less. Hardman, shot fake, wanted to drive on Stoltz, and said, sends it back out to Trado. Down to 11 to shoot. Hardman has it left wing, gets a screen from Schulte, slips through a defender, out to Hugan. Pull up free throw line jumpers off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Pella Christian. Here's Aiden Stoltz, left to right. Lean in shot, short, no good at the buzzer. And at the end of the third quarter, we're right where we started the half. Pella Christian by 3, 37-34 Eagles. We'll be back inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth in 1 minute here on KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel.
William Penn University provides the opportunity for an educational experience with a focus on leadership, technology, and the Quaker principles of simplicity, peacemaking, integrity, community, and equality. These goals identify how the principles listed in the mission statement will be pursued and how the university will provide an educational opportunity for its students through the university's academic programs and co-curricular departments. To learn more, visit us at www.wmpenn.edu. If you're looking for the best burger around, look no further than Wood Iron Grill. Home of Iowa's Best Burger 2019, Wood Iron Grill serves delectably crafted cuisines and beverages with intentional service. Try their famous Iowa's Best Burger, their mouth-watering tenderloin, a chef's feature, or their unique spin on your comfort food favorites. At the Wood Iron Grill, they are deeply gratified by the opportunity to forge a legacy of inspiration, connection, and acceptance for all who enter. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Wood Iron Grill, making memories one plate at a time.
Welcome back inside of the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. We are live on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel. 8 minutes on the clock, and it's Pella Christian 37, Pella 34. Trevor Castle, Andrew Schneider, glad to be with you live on Eagle Lane. Here's Luke Hardman, who leads all scorers with 16 points, driving in, drawing a foul on Dane Gietings, and he's going to the line trying to pull Pella within 1 if he can make them both.
Yeah, has the makings of, after that last quarter, not figuring anything out in terms of the scoreboard. right now the money's on this staying a close game, especially if Luke Hartman's at the line. He's one of the best in the Little Hawkeye Conference at 77%.
We did get a Strawberry Cellular Instant Radio update at the break. South Hamilton all over PCM 50-26. This Pella team will see the PCM boys Monday night. Free throw Hardman, good.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit, maybe respite's the right word, but certainly a game in between this high-intensity game and a couple of big ones next week.
DCG Tuesday, Indianola Friday, or the way around for Pella, and the other way around for PC.
Yeah, it's a big week for both these teams, and this would be a huge win to have heading into arguably the two best teams in the Little Hawkeye Conference this winter.
Still having some scoreboard issues as they gave one of Luke Hartman's free throws to Pella and the other to PC. So if you're watching on the Pella Christian YouTube channel, the score is off. It is a 1-point PC lead. We have a loose ball and a held ball, and the arrow will stay with, or the tie-up keeps it with Pella Christian. We got to get the scoreboard right. Should be 37-36. Shot clock at 10.
Yeah, well, I was about to say the shot clock needs to be reset as well.
Right, because it ended up as a held ball, and they...
Yeah.
Now they're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
All right, scoreboard's right, 37-36.
Yeah, the Pella faithful.
And I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure on the ruling if the shot clock does get reset here or not.
That's where I think they're having that discussion. But it is
possession never changed. The shot never went up.
Shot clock is the same as the ruling, so 10 seconds here for the Eagles to try and extend their lead. 37-36, 7:25, fourth quarter.
And Van Arendonk looking for somebody to trigger it in and finds number 3, DeVries. Drives around Hugen. Left-hand shot no good off the rim and rebounded by Tyson Barnes. Third rebound for the sophomore from Pella. Hugen into the front court with a dribble handoff with Trado. Now Cameron Rowe, right side, picked up by Vandermolen. Drives around, gets inside. The basket will not count. We got a foul on the floor on PC, and it's bonus time for Pella as Lincoln Vandermolen draws his second.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact there right underneath the hoop. And it was probably, you call it a smart foul. It should be on Rowe. Rowe should be the one shooting.
Well, the blow by Rowe had an easy layup, which he cashed in but didn't count.
Well, big time here for Rowe, who
is a 1-1
state qualifying tennis player and can't get it to go. Younger brother of Preston out there.
Vandermolen gets the rebound for PC. Pella about a +5 on the glass, but -5 on the turnovers. And 37-36. Here's Tyson DeVries all the way in. Contact, count it, and one. He got from the wing to the rim in less than the blink of an eye.
Yeah, Pella's having problems identifying where number 3 is on the court. And I think it starts with him on the perimeter. He's just kind of standing out there lulling either Traven Howen or Luke Trado, one of those 3 to sleep. And then next thing you know, boom, he's under the paint. And these Eagles players, Trevor, have the recognition to know that they're always looking for number 3 in a pinch. And he's coming through.
And he makes the free throw, so he's got 17. Hardman of Pella, game high 18. The 2 number 3s are really showing out here tonight. Pella Christian 40-36 after that 3-point play by DeVries. Hugen has it, open Hardman in the right corner, shot fake and a drive, gets inside, bank shot rims out, no good. Rebound is off of Hardman. Oh, he can't believe it. He thought Vandermolen touched it last, but it is PC ball up 4.
I think a little bit of Luke just trying to sell the situation there. I definitely thought it was off of Luke. Again, officials are closer, and they made that call.
Open in the corner, Giedings has it. Kind of backing his way in, Schulte defending. Now Vandermolen in the corner, back out to Giedings. He's got a little lighter pink variety of the shoe than the hot pink of Trado. DeVries for 3, that's well short, and the rebound is saved, but into the arms of Roman Hugen for Pella. Hugen up ahead to Van Howen, open for 3. Oh, it rims out, no good, and it's cleared out by Vandermolen for the Eagles. Now DeVries to the other end. Nice defense by Trado to cut off DeVries at the pass, and we have a whistle and a vision for less timeout. Improving lives by helping people see better. If poor visibility is causing you to miss things, take a timeout, visit Vision for Less in Pella, and get back in the game. Pella Christian 40, Pella 36. Trevor Castle, Andrew Drew Schneider, live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian High School, or Pella Christian YouTube channel.
We'll get used to it at some point. You know, that sequence right there where Pella ultimately gets the extra possession. You know, I appreciate Trey's effort. He's open, but he's also 5 feet behind the three-point line. It feels like a little bit of a rush there, and I think that there was frustration after Luke missed that last bucket, right? This whole time, Pella's kind of kept it within arm's reach. They kind of maybe felt it slipping there, got that extra possession. Trey playing a very good defensive game out there as best they can, but it's obvious that that shot was a little rushed, and now Pella Christian with a big opportunity here, Trevor. If they can cash in here, all the pressure on the green and white.
Pella's largest lead was 11. Pella Christian's largest lead has been 5. They can eclipse that with a bucket here, up by 4. And we've got a little armbar foul called on Pella and whistled on Trado, his second. You're listening to Pella Christian basketball, Pella Christian and Pella High basketball, powered by Bank Iowa on 92.1 FM, KRLS Knoxville Pella, KRLS HD1 Knoxville Pella, and the Pella Christian YouTube channel. Inbounds pass to Vandermolen. Now it's controlled by DeVries. Inside to a wide open Voss for 2. And Pella Christian with its largest lead of the game, 42-36. Trado back to Hugan at the 10-foot volleyball line. Deep on the left side. Backs it out near half court. Rahman with the head tap. Looking for a screen from Hardman. Picks up his dribble, goes left side to Schulte. Now Hardman sets a screen for him. Out to Van Houen. To the free throw line, onto the elbow. Stops, spins, dumps it down to Hardman. And Giedings knew immediately he committed the foul. That's his 4th. And Luke's going back to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity.
Yeah, it's not quite crunch time here for Pella, but I can't imagine they can afford too many here where they don't come away with points on these possessions. Feels like Pella Christian right now has a slight edge. Still a lot of time left here, 5:10 remaining. But for Pella right now on the road, need to score with the clock stopped, and they will in the first.
Well, you've got the individual stats there, Andrew. I mean, Luke Hardman has just been deadly at the free throw line.
Yeah, he has just missed 1 so far. He has 19 points in the game. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 of 10. Make it 10 of 11.
He's not that good on the season, but he's pretty good.
I've seen him have excellent games.
Yep.
Norwalk was a huge one early in the season.
If you can make your free throws at a 90+% clip, you're going to keep your team in a lot of ball games.
The only player I've seen in the state maintain that through a season is playing for the UNI Panthers from Norwalk. That'd be Bowen Bourne.
And here's a drive, and Tyson DeVries flips it up as he's falling down, and he answers Hardman's 2 with a bit of a prayer on the other end.
Yeah, Tyson just got it going early in this game.
And
Here's
then
a big
Voss
steal.
steals it away from Hardman. It's our first turnover of the 4th quarter. 44-38. Pella Christian leads by 6. Voss in the left corner, spins, gives it off to Stoltz, drives on the baseline, scoop reverse shot, no good, and Van Houen clears out the rebound for Pella. Dutch could use a bucket to cut into this 6-point deficit.
Well, that's not the bucket that Coach Bohr is looking for. You're looking extremely high percentage this late in the game, and that time a little too much
Hugan
sizzle.
left open for 3. Short, rolls around, no good. Aiden Stoltz rebounds for Pella Christian. Now PC, DeVries back into the corner. 3-ball, Giedings no good. And a long weak side rebound tracked down by Hardman.
And I think I saw some frustration there from Coach Bohr. Those are not the shots you want with a 6-point lead. Even with the shot clock, if it's open, sure, take it. But at this point, Pella's not making anything. Just go high percentage, see if you can finish them off.
Hardman tried to thread a pass into Luke Kaichis, and PC's zone defense just picked that one off pretty easily.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of film watch for Coach Schulte and staff and for this team to see if they can break down what worked here for Pella Christian tonight defensively. Pella is starting to see that window close, especially if PC can come away with a few more points.
Tyson DeVries drives and flips it to Voss. What a nifty pass by Tyson. A vision for less timeout by Coach Derek Schulte and the Dutch, and we'll take it as well. The largest lead of the game for Pella Christian at 8, 46-38, and we'll be back inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth right after this.
Planting 1,000 trees on our cattle farm to block the breeze? It makes for good neighbor relations, and my numbers were good. So Bank Iowa said, let's make it happen.
revolutionary roll-on butter product that takes the mess out of corn on the cob. Makes sense, right? My business plan and numbers are solid. So, Bank Iowa said, let's make it happen.
Stop by your local Bank Iowa or visit us online at bankiowa.bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. All loans are subject to approval.
As Pella Community Schools is preparing everyone to learn, lead, and achieve, choir director Samantha Rebilliard says they're teaching students how to work well with others.
If they're not getting along and they're not working together, that brings us down. We just had a 5-hour rehearsal last night, and they get long and it gets tiring, but I was super impressed with their ability to still work hard. And at the end, you had people that were like, come on, guys, we can do this. And that is winning in itself.
Preparing everyone to learn, lead, and achieve. Pella Community Schools.
Pella scored 16 points in the first 6 minutes of this game. They only have 22 points in the nearly 3 quarters since. They trail Pella Christian 46-38 as we welcome you back inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth here on 92.1 KRLS. And a turnover on a travel by Ramon Hugan, and Pella fans can feel it slipping away with 3:07 to go.
Well, and it's going to be the harder lessons, I think, that Pella is going to start running into, especially as they start playing the better teams of the conference. And maybe these two teams are in that conversation, but it's obvious that Pella does struggle when they get down by a certain margin. And Tyson DeVries, of course, taking over hasn't helped the cause.
Offensive foul as Tyson attacks and runs over Roman, who's slow to get up.
It's kind of an interesting call because DeVries crossed over and didn't feel like a typical charge. Hugan went down, obviously, pretty hard. They're going to both shake hands and be the better for it, but not your typical contact. It felt like DeVries was falling away from the bucket, but it is a turnover Eagles, and that window staying just ever open so slightly for Pella. But Trevor, they got to make a bucket. They've got no ability to score here in the quarter.
No field goals at all in this fourth quarter. We've played more than 5 minutes. The only points have been 4 Luke Hardman free throws. Hardman, Trado, Van Houen, Kaichis, and Hugan on the floor for Pella. Stoltz, DeVries, Gietings, Voss, and Vandermolen for PC. Trado to Hardman on the left wing. Right-hand dribble towards the top of the key. Bounce pass left side, Trado. Back to Hardman, drives around DeVries, runs into 3 defenders, kicks it into the corner. Van Houen for 3, no. Hugan skies for the rebound and pulls it down for Pella. Another chance for the Dutch. Hugan looking for some help. His pass looking for Hardman. DeVries tipped it off of Hardman's head. Luke wanted a foul, none called. And Derek Schulte just can't understand how Tyson DeVries running through Luke Hardman to try to get that ball wasn't a foul. Can't say I disagree.
Yeah, it was contact there, and we'll just leave it at that. Obviously, a huge swing here for PC on the Dutch turnover after the offensive rebound.
And Pella just can't make a shot either. I mean, they've gotten some good looks here in the fourth quarter, and they're not knocking anything down. Here's Stoltz to the free throw line, kicks it out, big 3 on the way, off the heel of the rim, no good, but a long offensive rebound for Aiden Stoltz for the Eagles. Nearly stolen by Van Houen. DeVries drives, flips it over his head, and it's laid in by Voss, and Pella Christian has a double-digit lead, 48-38 on another dime from Tyson DeVries.
That dime is an old, I don't know how you, just a gem of a dime. That was a diamond of a pass. That was, wow, I don't.
Kickball PC will keep it left side with Pella.
Just leave it at that. Wow, you'll want to watch that one back at home. Holy cow.
48-38. From 11 down in the first quarter to 10 ahead here in the fourth. Hardman for 3 for Pella. Short rebound, battled for, foul on Schulte of Pella.
Yeah, this environment has been very much a rabid Eagles crowd that has just kept feeding on this. It's been a little bit in the rivalry, Trevor, since the Eagles have had the win, and it looks like tonight Coach Bohr is going to get his first against the green and white.
In case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. It was an 11-point first quarter lead for Pella at 16-5. Since then, it has been 43-22 Pella Christian. in case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic.
They're the veterinarians.
Pella desperately needs a bucket. Hardman's three-pointer is no good, and it's rebounded by Aiden Stoltz. And now we have a whistle and a foul on the floor. This will be another 1-and-1 opportunity coming up as Trey Van Houen commits his second.
The last time Pella Christian won in this rivalry, December 6th of 2019. That was, of course, the double overtime thrill in Manila, with Pella Christian ultimately winning one of the best games you and I have ever called here on 92.1 KRLS. Tonight, a little more like the last lopsided win, the Eagles winning by 16 in January of 2019. And the Eagles are going to win here tonight, likely against the Dutch at this rate. And
first win for Coach Bohr, as you mentioned, and the first post-COVID victory for PC in the rivalry.
Yeah, it's been 5 in a row for the Dutch, and that'll end tonight. And thanks in massive part to the young man who just sunk both his free throws.
21 points for Tyson DeVries. It is 50-38 Pella Christian. Pella has been stuck on 38 for 5 minutes. Drive by Hardman, kick out, top of the key three, Hugan, boom. And that maybe breathes just a tiny bit of life into things for Pella, and we get a vision for less timeout. Let's give you a champion seed game reset. 53 seconds to go in the game. Pella 50, or pardon me, Pella Christian 50, Pella 41. Pella's in the double bonus with 9 PC fouls. Pella Christian's in the single bonus with 8 Pella fouls, and possession arrow is in favor of Pella on a champion seed game reset. And Andrew, talk a little bit about tonight's creative idea drawn up by Brand Appeal. Not real creative, it's just the foul game time for Pella, right? Dutch have to foul, gotta hope Pella Christian misses some free throws, and they can find a hot hand on the other end.
Well, and honestly, at this rate, they've got 2 or 3 maybe to give here. 53 seconds can be an eternity if you do it right. But it's got to be foul. Hope PC misses. You go down, you get a quick bucket, do the same thing over and over again. You've got 7 or 8 second chunks, Trevor, to score points and hope that the Eagles miss some free throws at this point. And honestly, if PC is able to get this cleanly and get back to a double-figure game, I wonder if the Dogs will be pulled off at that point.
That's tonight's creative idea drawn up by Brand Appeal. For branding, print, web, video, or interactive, call Brand Appeal. Relentless for you. And we do have a Strawber Cellular Instant Radio update. 10 seconds left in Dallas Center, or in Grimes. DCG 45, Indianola 44. Indianola ball. So that's going down to the wire over on 94.3 KNIA. We have a foul on Luke Hardman here, and free throws a 1-and-1 for Aiden Stoltz of Pella Christian.
It's an Indianola team, Trevor. I'm going to get very intimately familiar with this next week as Andrew Slaughter heads out of state. One Andrew S. comes back from out of state in the Western time zone. The other goes to Eastern time zone. I'll have both Pella and PC versus Indianola next week, and then a Saturday game against Waukee. That's a fun one, possibly on paper too, as both sunk by Stoltz.
So that makes it an 11-point game. 49 seconds to go. Eagles 52, Dutch 41. Ramon Hugan has it. Picked up his dribble at the half-court line. Now Trado into the right corner. Hardman onto the baseline for Kaichis. Back out to Hardman. Dribbled it off the foot of Giedings and out of bounds.
Yeah, but there's no urgency there on offense,
Right,
Trevor.
he just burned 17 seconds and didn't get a look at the rim.
It's the deficiencies that this team may have throughout the season. Again, we think they're a very good defensive unit, but offensively at this point, the white flag has been waved.
Deep three, Hardman no good. It's rebounded by Giedings. And that should do it. Nope, they'll put another foul on. Hugan commits the foul.
Well, the Eagles fans know it.
Yes, they do.
5 games in a row to the green and white. And I would tell you what, if I'm a Class 2A coach, I'm like, oh, might be some good game film to look for the playoffs, or heck, if I'm in the Little Hawkeye Conference, I'm looking at number 3 right now for PC and wondering, how do you stop him? Because you know that Pella was trying to at the second half, but it was that second quarter. Tyson turned it on, 21 points in 3 quarters, and he very clearly can take a game over. And tonight, Coach Bohr can thank his first ever win over the Dutch in large part due to his junior point guard.
Giedings makes 1 of 2, 53-41 Pella Christian. There's a drive and a kick. Hardman shot fake, kick back out. Trado fires a 3, no good. Rebound tracked down by Pella Christian. And Giddings will race it into the front court. Giddings holds the ball. And the clock hits triple zeros. And for the first time in nearly 4 years, Pella Christian has knocked off their rivals from across town. And it's the first win for J.D. Boer over the Dutch. Final score, Pella Christian 53, Pella 41.
Yeah, just a nice classic back and forth game. And keep an eye on number 3, Tyson DeVries, as the second half of the season unfolds, as he took this game over just as he did at Wilton right before the break and earns a big conference win for Pella Christian. Pella, a lot of hanging heads as they go back to the locker room, knowing a very tough week looms ahead.
Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have our Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show. Pella Christian 53, Pella 41. You've been listening live on 92.1 KRLS with video on the Pella Christian YouTube channel.
The Two Rivers Cooperative Card Control Station in Pella is now open. We appreciate your patience during the upgrade and want you to know there are many big benefits, including increased security with our card readers, more consumer fuel choices, new fuel offerings like dyed diesel, E85, and E15, and it's faster fueling with no waiting for the pumps to prime. And just like always, our Two Rivers local card users will still save 4 cents on every gallon. Thank you for supporting Pella's only locally owned gas station at Two Rivers Cooperative.
What's in Champion Seed? All the best traits you can find in corn, soybeans, and most importantly, people. It's in the way we champion agronomy, matching seed traits to soil, right down to the county level. We select the best genetics from the top breeding programs, matching unique traits with your needs to maximize yield and protect against pests and disease.
I'm Jay Boat, your local Champion Seed dealer. Give me a call at 641-629-0120.
This is Megan at Pingle's Home Store in Pella. We have a variety of products at a variety of prices for a variety of people. Come visit us today and see what we can do for you. Whether it's flooring, a new mattress, or freshening up your room with new furniture and decor, we promise we have the services you need, including our interior designer on staff. Real people, real service, real dependability at Pingle's Home Store. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram or stop in. We're located off the square at 911 Broadway in historic downtown Pella.
If you're struggling to afford internet service for your household, Pella Fiber wants you to know that there's a new government program that may be able to help. It's called the Affordable Connectivity Program, and it provides up to a $30 monthly discount to qualifying households. Find more information about the Affordable Connectivity Program, including if you qualify and how to enroll, by visiting PellaFiber.com or call Pella Fiber at 628-4173.
'Tis the season for connection, and U.S. Cellular is celebrating by offering any phone free for everyone, any brand, any storage, for new and current customers. Plus, our price protection guarantee means that your rates won't go up. That's locally grown connection. Limited time offer, terms apply. Visit us in-store or online for details on getting any phone free today.
Come check out America's locally grown wireless at U.S. Cellular. Visit Strawberry Cellular, a U.S. Cellular authorized agent located at 826 Main Street in Pella.
Hi, this is Levi Spain with Spain Painting in Pella, your local exterior painting experts. Winter in Iowa doesn't lend itself to doing much painting outside, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't chat. Winter is when a lot of people are planning for their spring projects. So if you're thinking about painting your house, now is a great time for me to come and talk about some ideas and give you an estimate. You can learn more about us and see some of our work by visiting spain-painting.com. Spain Painting, exteriors done with integrity.
Welcome inside of our Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show. Final score, Pella Christian 53, Pella 41. At Cabinet Design of Pella, they expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations. Call Mike Blom, the cabinet guy, at Cabinet Design of Pella. Strawberry Cellular Instant Radio Update. Indianola remains unbeaten in the Little Hawkeye Conference. Dakota Heimbaugh with the winner. Indianola 46. Dallas Center Grimes 45. Again, our final, Pella Christian 53 and Pella 41. The Eagles improved to 5-3. The Dutch dropped to 5-3. And in the Little Hawkeye Conference, the Eagles improved to 3-2, and the Dutch drop to 3-2. Welcome back in, Andrew Schneider, as we take a look at tonight's key players of the game. And this one's going to be pretty easy on both sides for Pella Christian. Our Hormel Foods radio key player of the game, Tyson DeVries, with 21. He took over.
It's no mistake. 16-5 at one point in that first quarter, Trevor, that Pella dominated. Tyson DeVries was not able to get anything going as a point guard or a scorer. And then in that second quarter, started getting some momentum, a lot of off-balance shots that he can make, that few guys in this conference can make. And he started hitting that rim and getting hot. And that was the issue for Pella. He's a guy that gives them problems defensively because he's just too quick. Pella doesn't have the kind of speed that can keep it with him step by step. And they couldn't ever get Tyson in enough foul trouble with offensive fouls to maybe have him think twice about it. Tyson was running free. And second, third, fourth quarter, 11-0 run was largely spurred by him facilitating and scoring. And again, there are other Eagles who contributed tonight, but it was the Tyson DeVries show.
Looking for a key to your new career? Visit HormelJobsKnoxville.com. For Pella, our McCall Monument Radio Monumental Player of the Game, Luke Hardman. He scored 20 there for a stretch in the third quarter. Specifically, he was going blow for blow with DeVries. He also had 9 rebounds by my tally. Luke Hardman gave it his all, just didn't get enough help from the rest of the Dutch.
Well, and it's kind of like the girls' game. Luke Hardman scores 16 of his points in the first 3 quarters they're in it. He only gets to 4 in that fourth quarter. They fall behind. And, you know, we talk a lot about this, especially on a team where you don't have a great offensive identity. Those who are consistent are the ones that the spotlight's going to be on the most. Luke Hardman's going to be the guy most nights who's going to score anywhere between 12 to 20 points. He didn't get that help tonight, and in the fourth quarter, all PC was realizing was, okay, we just got to key on number 3. No other Dutch can beat us at this point. At least that was the belief defensively with that zone defense, and PC delivered. And again, Luke can carry so much, but I said it, I think, at one point after Hugan hit a few shots, both of them have to be on for this Dutch offense to be able to be more productive. If not, a team can hone in on either one and create some problems.
All right, don't burden your loved ones with planning your memorial after you're gone. Trust the experts at McCall Monument and pre-plan your memorial. They are the area's leading monument designers and installers. McCall Monument with sponsoring Luke Hardman, tonight's McCall Monument Monumental Player of the Game for Pella. Let's take a look at tonight's final stats. These are presented, as always, by the Verduff Agency in Pella. And we'll start first with the victorious Eagles. We mentioned Tyson DeVries with 21 points. Josiah Voss scored 10. He was the benefactor of 3 DeVries dimes in the fourth quarter. Scored 6 of his 10 points late as PC was pulling away. 9 from Aiden Stoltz, 5 from Dane Geetings, 3 from Lincoln Vandermolen. He got the scoring started with the 3-ball right out of the gate. That was his only bucket of the game. Caleb Van Arendonk had 2 for Pella Christian. For Pella, 20 for Luke Hardman, 10 for Roman Hugan, 4 for Luke Keichus, 4 for Cam Schulte, and 2 for Tyson Barnes. Pella's slight edge on the glass, 30-27. One of the big differences, Pella with 17 turnovers, Pella Christian with just 9. Tonight's final stats presented by the Verduff Agency. Let Chad, Lance, or Larry examine your stats and customize an insurance plan for you at the Verduff Agency, providing complete courteous service to the Pella area for nearly 100 years. As we continue our Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show, we take a look at tonight's drive to the basket presented by Pingle's Home Store. And Andrew, it was like an and one mixtape for Tyson DeVries going to the rack. He finished, he drew some fouls, and we saw him all night long dropping dimes.
Yeah, he was. And the other one I thought at the end, the last one where he had the behind the back kind of over the shoulder
head,
pass.
Yep.
That to me shows what he can do and why. I know when we talked to Coach Van Wyk, he knows what he's going to get from Tyson most nights. When he's healthy and feeling good, Tyson's as good as they come in Class 2A. Now the big question for PC when we talk about those drive to the baskets is, as the tape comes out on that and as teams start packing it, trying to stop Tyson, what do the other Eagles do, especially as those plays maybe aren't as open? Because you know that coaches like Coach Schulte and the great coaches we have in this conference are going to figure that out to an extent. There's only so much you can stop of that, but that will be the next key. Those drives were there tonight. Tyson was able to get them. Next time these two teams play over at Pella High, I'm not so sure. So obviously huge kudos to Tyson in the way he dominated the paint, hung around the rim like he's, floating in the air. He creates so much problems, and I'm wondering the next step for the Eagles off of that play and off of those drive to the baskets presented by Pingle's Home Store, what those are going to look like as the season wears on.
Drive on over to Pingle's Home Store on the northwest corner of the square in Pella. Find out how you can score with a variety of furniture, flooring, and more. J.D. Bohr is on his way. We'll be back in 1 minute with a talk with a victorious head coach of the Eagles live inside of our Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show right after this.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Ask me, Chad Klein, at the Verduff Agency in Pella, if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Run Bobby to basketball, pick up Susie from dance. If your calendar sounds like this, you need to let the professionals at Van Manen, Seatstra, Meyer, and Nickel help you with your income taxes. And erase one thing from your schedule this year. They offer a convenient drop-off service, so you won't have to sit through an appointment. Just drop off your tax information between 8 and 6, Monday through Friday, or 8 to noon on Saturdays, and they'll prepare your tax returns in about a week. Then come back at your convenience to sign and file the returns.
Save time and gain peace of mind with Van Manen, Seatstra, Meyer, and Nickel.
Welcome back inside of our Cabinet Designer of Pella radio postgame show. It's our continuing coverage of Pella Christian boys basketball. This interview powered by Hy-Vee with Eagles boys coach J.D. Bohr here on Friday night on Eagle Lane. Pella Christian 53, Pella 41. You got him, Coach.
Yeah, feels good. Proud of our guys, man. Coming off a tough one on Tuesday. We're just really focused on ourselves here for a couple days. We got to get better. We got to respond. These guys have always done that. Tonight was a great response. Man, it's just a lot of fun.
You find yourselves down by 11 points, 6 minutes, gone by in this game at 16-5, and from that point forward, it's 48-25. Was there a little bit of a reminder of, hey, this is a 32-minute game. We're not out of this thing yet?
It's good news and bad news, but we've been in this spot a few times now where we haven't gotten off to a great start. We got to figure that one out, but we've always responded, and that was important tonight. On Tuesday night, we responded, and we never got back on top, though. Right, and I think that's really important when you make that run. So we get down 16-5, and then we tie it up at 16, and I think we maybe led like 21-20 or something in there. But it gets you on top, and once you get on top, right, especially before half, you start feeling pretty good about yourself, and the confidence was really high. So I thought it was important not only to respond, but then sustain it long enough, not just, hey, claw your way back into the game, but now take the lead, right? And I thought that was really important. Our guys made some big plays to make that happen.
Well, and just a suffocating defensive effort, really starting at the later stages of the first quarter, just never allowed Pella to get on track. What was the key to your defensive success?
Man, it's hard to say. Sometimes it's like, what do we, I just thought our energy level was really good. I thought our hands were good. I thought it was important for us to mix up our defenses tonight. So we did a little man, little zone, little press here and there. It was really when we slapped on a bit of a press that I thought our guys started getting aggressive, getting up in passing lanes, making things difficult, and did a really nice job of scouting report defense as well. Even though Hardman got going a little bit, other than that, they kind of struggled to get offense going. But in part of that, scouting report. And these guys don't need a scouting report. They've been playing against each other forever.
Yep.
So we do have some smart kids, though, and I thought that helped as they were able to take away some of the things that Pella wanted to do tonight.
Well, it shouldn't have taken me 2.5 minutes into this interview to mention the name Tyson DeVries. Yeah. I mean, obviously he's having a terrific junior season for you, but yeah, he was maybe the star that's shown the brightest tonight.
Man, he's our catalyst. He's the guy that makes a lot of the things that we do work. Some of the things that we do, and then some of the things that he just does on his own, right? I mean, it's not like we're not coaching a lot of that stuff. But he makes a lot of things happen for us, especially in transition. He's a special player with his athleticism, his ability to finish around the rim. I thought he found some guys, especially down the stretch. He was able to find some guys. That's really important for him because teams are starting to really key on him, right? We got to find a way to slow him down. So for him to continue to find ways to distribute, and he loves to pass the ball, man, he was excellent tonight. You know, he was in attack mode, and it really spurred on our effort.
Well, and maybe this is simplistic, but I give credit to your big guys.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get a guy like Tyson, it's one of the challenges, you know, he goes up to the rim. You're not quite sure, is he going to shoot it or is the ball coming my way?
Right.
And obviously, you know, these guys have been playing together for a long time and probably have some chemistry there. But I was really impressed with their ability to recognize if Tyson's shooting it, I have to go for the rebound, or you know, in a lot of cases, I'm here, I'm waiting for the ball to get my chance to score.
You know, I imagine, Trevor, it's a lesson that's been learned the hard way, as they've probably gotten smacked in the face by some of those passes, and now they've kind of figured it out. A lot of these guys have played together for a long time. But yeah, you got to be ready for those. And I thought our big men were better finishing around the rim tonight, and those are just important buckets, you know, to be strong around the rim. We got some size. We got some talented big men. Josiah Voss was excellent tonight. Isaiah Breams gave us some good minutes. Benny Schurz, and maybe they don't score as much, but they're continuing to find their ways around the hoop and rebounding the ball with proper spacing. And our offense still has a long ways to go. It's not like we were tearing it down, or we weren't awesome tonight offensively, but we did some nice things.
Well, that's where I was going to go next. I know that in a loss, you're always looking for positives, and even in a win, you're trying to find ways to get better.
Yeah.
What do we need to improve, Coach, still?
Yeah, we got to keep finding consistent ways to score the ball. Obviously, we rely on Tyson to do a lot of that. If we can get out and play fast, it benefits us. I thought Pella did a pretty nice job, defensive transition, you know, of limiting some of those. Obviously, they do that 1-2-2 press that kind of slows you down a little bit. So it's important for us to continue to find ways. We got to get paint touches. We got to be able to attack. We got to be able to get 2 feet in the paint, jump stop, and now make that next pass. And I thought sometimes we get a little forcing it, or we're not necessarily driving into lanes that are open. We're just kind of putting our head down with nowhere to go, or just dribbling around the three-point line. It's a constant process for us. It's one that's come a little more slowly this year. We certainly haven't shot the ball that well yet this year. Still waiting on that one. But, you know, the guys are staying positive. And when you can defend like this, you know, that really obviously spurs some easy baskets in transition every once in a while.
Busy week next week at Knoxville on Monday, at DCG Tuesday, at Indianola, who stayed unbeaten in the league with a last-second win over DCG. That's for you next Friday. What do you think of the gauntlet ahead next week?
Oh, man. That's the way January is, right? You just look at it and go, holy smokes, it's just one after another, and that's certainly the position we find ourselves in right now. And that's fine. You know, we'll enjoy this one here tonight. We'll certainly enjoy this one, and then next week, Knoxville, you know, that's a good basketball team coming off a big win. They just beat Eddyville earlier this week, so they're playing well, and then, of course, those 2 conference games. So we're just going to try to keep the good times rolling a little bit, all right? Keep that confidence up and keep competing hard. And I think we'll continue to find our way to really compete in those games. That's what I'm looking forward to.
This is truly one of the brightest and biggest nights on the sporting calendar in this community. What does it mean to you personally to get your first victory over the crosstown rivals?
Yeah, it's fun, you know. It means something to this community. I mean, look around, right? I mean, the gym was electric. I mean, it was so much fun to be a part of this. Man, I enjoy all of these opportunities to coach in games like this. It's a lot more fun when you can go in the locker room and have a fun celebration, right, and really enjoy it, because it does mean a lot. And, you know, you can even look at the floor now. There's a lot of guys talking, right? They're friends. They've known each other forever. And it's a special thing. And I thought our crowd was awesome. I thought it was just a fun atmosphere. We talked in the pregame about sometimes you just get an opportunity for a special night, right? One of those nights that you'll just remember when you're old like me and you, right? And you look back and you go, oh, man, that was a good night. We talked about tonight being one of those nights. And in the locker room, it was great to be able to point to that on the board and say, you know, check that off, right? We had a special night here tonight. And happy for the guys, really, and proud of them for the way that they performed here tonight.
Enjoy the weekend. See you next week, my man.
Thanks, man.
J.D. Bohr, head coach of the Pella Christian Eagles. Our interview powered by Hy-Vee. Final score here tonight. Pella Christian with a victory by a final score of 53-41. Again, our interview with J.D. Bohr powered by Hy-Vee. Final score, Pella Christian 53 and Pella 41. We're going to take another time out here inside of our Cabinet Design of Pella radio post-game show. Derek Schulte will join us right around the corner here on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel.
Hey, this is Ashley from Brown Shoe Fit Pella, here to tell you that we have so many great new arrivals for fall and winter. Brown Shoe Fit Pella has a great selection of Vera Bradley, Sherpani, and Hobo bags. Did you know Brown Shoe Fit Pella has Oakleys and Ridge wallets now too? And we have tons of fall and winter boots for the whole family. Does this cooler weather have you thinking about Smart Wool socks yet? Because we have a great selection of Smart Wool in now. We have the footwear you need for work and play. Brown Shoe Fit Pella, located on the south side of the square.
Hormel Foods in Knoxville is hiring. Get paid positions up to $26.05 an hour. All 9 positions will receive a shift differential. Employees will be offered a referral program up to $1,500, weekly pay up to $1,000 weekly, a free 2-year college education for children of employees, compressive benefits, medical, dental, and prescription coverage, paid vacation and holidays, and 401k match, pension, and profit sharing. Apply today here at HormelJobsKnoxville.com.
Pella Regional Urology Clinic is pleased to announce a partnership with Urology Center of Iowa and welcome urologists Stephanie Potoven, Trevor Wild, Ryan Dornbeer, and Richard Glowacki to the medical staff. They will practice alongside urologist Russell Banstra in the Pella Regional Urology Clinic location inside Pella Regional Health Center. New patients are welcome. To schedule an appointment, go to pellahealth.org or call Pella Regional Urology Clinic at 641-621-2383.
Winter's coming, and with it comes heavy snow, ice, and bad roads. Upgrade your winter driving experience with a new set of Firestone Weather Grip tires and step up your savings before winter hits with a trip to Raceway Tire and Exhaust. From Firestone Weather Grip tires to brakes, AC, wiper blades, and more. Take on any forecast this winter with new Firestone Weather Grip tires. Stop into Raceway Tire and Exhaust today.
Raceway Tire and Exhaust.
We got what you need
to get you on the go.
Hi, this is Alexis. On behalf of the owners and staff at Zublumenhof, we'd like to say thank you to our loyal and dedicated customers for your patience and understanding as we worked throughout the challenges of this past year.
Zublumenhof would like everyone to know that we will be moving to a new location very soon. Be sure to watch our Facebook page for more updates as the time gets closer to our big move to our new location.
And we look forward to helping you get your colors worth again this season.
Welcome back inside of our Cabinet Design of Pella radio post-game show. It's our continuing coverage of Pella High basketball. This interview powered by Hy-Vee with Dutch boys basketball coach Derek Schulte. Pella falls on Friday night to Pella Christian by a final score of 53-41. Coach, thanks for joining us. What are your thoughts on this one? Tough loss.
Yeah, tough loss. Give Pella Christian credit. I thought that they did some things really well tonight. Had a great response. We had a good first quarter. We just really struggled in that second quarter offensively, right? And I thought that DeVries really got going and sparked their team, and that momentum just shifted, and we just had a tough time overcoming it.
What was the talk like with the guys in the locker room?
I think we tried to be pretty simple with them. Regardless if you're playing Pella Christian in a rivalry game, anytime you shoot 30% from the field, 4 for 21 from 3, and turn it over 18 times, it's going to be really hard to win that game. And so, I think that the valuing the basketball has been a little bit of an Achilles heel for us this year. Not only does it take possessions away from a team that needed extra possessions tonight on the offensive end to create some consistency, it also allowed them to get out in transition. They did a good job of turning some of those turnovers into points, and that was a big part of this game.
Well, if you can hold teams to 53, you're going to win a lot of games, right? I mean, so that part of it's kind of check, but we got to find a way to get some offense.
Exactly. In 2 quarters, we had offense, 16 and 13 in the first and third. Really struggled in that second and fourth. I think combined for 12 points, 5 in the second, 7 in the fourth. And we just know in the Little Hawkeye Conference, that's not going to be good enough. And so that's something we got to go back to the drawing board on and make sure we can clean up. I really like our guys. We tried to make sure they know that, yep, our effort was not in question. Great effort from our guys. All 32 minutes, the effort was there. The execution wasn't good enough.
Did you like the shot selection? What was kind of missing there?
I thought at times, yes, but other times we draw help and would force a tough one, but we did get to the free throw line. It's probably the positive from tonight. We shot the free throws well. At the end of the day, when you score 5 and 7, yep, we missed some shots in there, but the offense wasn't good enough, and I think their changing defenses did bother us a little bit. Their zone was more active than what we saw Tuesday night at Oski, and you could see we just got a little tentative against it, but that's something we'll continue to improve because we do have guys that can attack that, shoot that, and we just struggled with it tonight.
Luke scores 20. How much more can you say than what we've probably talked about throughout the year about that young man?
And he got off to a good start, and I thought that first quarter was good. Got to the free throw line, hit a couple threes, made a couple tough twos. He's somebody that can get to the paint to play off to and also get other guys' shots, and that's something we're continuing to build with as well. We just didn't have the balance. Right, Luke had 20. I think Roman had in the neighborhood 8 or 9 with it, and then just not enough after that. But hey, you know what? It wasn't due to lack of effort. And this group, we had some open shots that we missed, and then other times I thought their defense deserves a lot of credit. They just made us a little bit uncomfortable there in the fourth quarter.
It was especially fun in the early part of the third quarter when Tyson DeVries and Luke Hardman kind of going mano a mano. Can you enjoy that from the bench, or are you just too locked in on to enjoy something like that?
I probably wasn't enjoying that one as much, but yeah, it's two good players, and we have a ton of respect for PC, and I know all these players know each other well, and that's what makes this rivalry fun. At that moment, we're trying to find a way to slow down DeVries, and that's the hard thing. That's what makes him tough, is he attacks the rim with reckless abandonment and puts real pressure on your help defense, and then did a nice job, I thought, late of when we did get that help. It was a little bit late. He found the guy under the basket, Voss and others, to be able to score. So, yeah, nice work by them. A big win for them.
Do you feel like your guys are ready to learn from this and a big week next week?
What I love about this group is, hey, we're disappointed, and rightfully so, right? We feel like we just didn't play that well, right? And that's how we left that locker room. But I know tomorrow when we come in, we got game on Monday, so we'll come in tomorrow. This group will respond the right way. I like the leadership of this group. I like our seniors. This group will compete hard. Every opportunity like this is a learning experience. We are in the post-Christmas break. We want to see some growth in some areas, but we're still an inexperienced team. And so every one of these opportunities we have to take advantage of and learn from, especially as the schedule moves forward. It's not going to get any easier.
Yeah, PCM Monday. Indianola, who, by the way, snuck one out against DCG on a last-second shot. You got them Tuesday. And then, by the way, you have DCG on Friday. So what do you think about the week?
Hey, that's this league.
Enough said, right?
I mean, that's two of the top teams in the league right now, right? In terms of Indianola, excellent team, a team that's probably predicted to go to the 4A state tournament. DCG, who's playing excellent. They moved up to 4A, but, lost a number of guys like we did, but have played excellent basketball, right? And are in that we're in that second spot heading into tonight in the league. And then PCM, always a good rivalry there. And so we're excited to be able to play on Monday. I almost wish we could play tomorrow, but that's just not the way it works. And so we get a day of practice, a day off to hopefully get our bodies right, and then let's come back and compete on Monday.
All right. Thanks for your time, Coach. See you next week.
Thank you.
Derek Schulte, head coach of the Pella High Dutch. This interview powered by Hy-Vee. Pella falls on Friday night to their crosstown rivals from Pella Christian. Final score, Eagles 53, Pella 41. Let's take one final timeout. Andrew Schneider will rejoin me as we'll take a look at the road ahead, presented by Pella Motors, and we'll go in closing, presented by Light and State Bank. Wrapping things up on Eagle Lane on another fun Tulip City Showdown Friday night. Back after this here on KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel.
Start a tradition today with Gardner Collier Jewelry. Birthdays, weddings, and anniversaries. Life is filled with breathtaking moments, and when those moments come, we want to make them remembered forever with fine jewelry from Gardner Collier, where the area's largest selection of fine jewelry is now on sale. Choose Gardner Collier Jewelry, Quincy Place, Ottumwa, and Penn Central Mall, Oskaloosa, where the area's largest selection of fine jewelry is now on sale.
The Pella community features wonderful Dutch architecture all around town, but there's one place in downtown Pella that takes you right into the heart of Amsterdam. A beautiful brick walk featuring a winding canal, a working drawbridge, and a classic old world atmosphere. Welcome to the Molengracht, home to Pella's finest lodging at the Amsterdam Hotel. Dining with Liberty Street Kitchen and Oriental Express, Beautiful You Salon, Pella Nail Salon, the Pella Window and Door Showroom, and many service businesses. You can even take in a movie at Pella Cinemas. Good luck to our local sports teams from the Molengracht in Pella.
BK Service and Auto Repair in Pella is a brand new service shop for all your vehicle and small motor needs. Brandon Bloodgood purchased the old car wash on Washington Street and turned it into an auto repair service shop. Bring your vehicles, side-by-sides, boats. If it has a motor, Brandon can fix it. Located at the old car wash on Washington Street, call him today at 641-629-9053. 641-629-9053. Give him a call right now.
Hi, this is Brandon with BK Service. Come on over and see me.
When you eat at Culver's, you're enjoying fresh food, not just fast food. I'm Tim Grotenhuis, owner of Culver's Restaurant in Pella, and we pride ourselves on making your order fresh every time. Our never frozen burgers are made fresh just the way you want it. Our chicken sandwiches and chicken strips are made fresh. We don't make them ahead of time and let them sit under a warmer. And we slow turn our frozen custard in small batches all day so it's at its very best. What can we make fresh for you today at Culver's Restaurant in Pella?
Welcome back inside of our Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show. We're live on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel. All right, everything in is a final. So let's start with another and final rundown of the Marion County Bank radio scoreboard. Girls games earlier tonight. Pella beat PC 58-30. DCG over Indianola 52-41. Grinnell beat Norwalk 42-36. Knoxville defeated Albia 36-34. South Hamilton over PCM 53-48. And I-35 beat Pleasantville 49-47. The Trojans hit a three-pointer at the buzzer that was waved off, and I-35 wins by 2. Boys games, Pella Christian beats Pella 53-41. Indianola without Drew Kingery, we're finding out, beats DCG 46-45. Norwalk all over Grinnell 67-36. Knoxville defeats Albia 55-51. South Hamilton beats PCM 62-48. And Pleasantville over I-35 61-30 on the Marion County Bank radio scoreboard. The road ahead, presented by Pella Motors. Monday, Tuesday, busy for both Pella and Pella Christian. Monday, Pella Christian at Knoxville, doubleheader right here on 92.1 KRLS. Derek Cardwell, Tyler Crabb will have the side-by-side play-by-play. Andrew Schneider will be at Pella High School across town here. PCM at Pella, boys only on KRLS 2, 7 o'clock pregame. Tuesday, Pella at Indianola on KRLS 2 with Andrew Schneider. Pella Christian at DCG here on KRLS with myself and Mike Bukite. That's a 6:15 start. On the road ahead, presented by Pella Motors, where you'll drive away happy. That's the Pella Motors guarantee. Andrew Schneider on what has been a fun, busy night here at Pella High School. I will give you an opportunity to go in closing, presented by Lighton State Bank.
Well, I think we learned a lot tonight at the midpoint of the season about team identities and where there's some weaknesses, I think, for all four of the teams that we saw. I think we saw some strengths show for the Pella girls and Pella Christian boys in particular, obviously getting the wins here tonight. And we reached that turning point of the season with the toughest week of the season coming up for both of these teams. And for the Pella girls, the storyline, I'll start there. They're number 15. Can they nab a win next week against either DCG or Indianola that will further solidify that ranking, or at least stay close and keep themselves pivotally in the top 16 of Class 4A? For the PC girls, against those elite teams, can they do what they did against Pella but sustain it for 3 quarters or get a little bit longer? I don't expect a win from the Eagles next week, but if they can make progress, maybe more wins in that second half of the season. We'll go to the Pella boys. Monday, I think, is going to be a huge shake-off game. They're going to have that opportunity. Maybe Coach Schulte wants to practice, whatever it might be. He's not going to get one, but he's going to get a chance against live competition at home against a team that has struggled for the most part in Class 2A this season from Fred Lawrenson. But one that, because they have Fred Lawrenson, will always be dangerous.
And you missed the interview. He wants the game. He doesn't want to practice. Okay. They want to play.
Yeah, and so
they're ready to get back at it.
They're going to flip the script here and get themselves going, knowing that Tuesday and Friday are going to be huge as we shake out the rest of the Little Hawkeye Conference standings. And for the Pella Christian boys, I think this is money. I think this is for them to have this kind of win, to have this signature game on their resume. This is going to be huge for them when the Class 2A meeting comes up between the new rankings committee they have with Tony Rowe. Obviously, Tyson DeVries showing off. There's things that the Eagles boys can improve on as well. That's the beauty, Trevor. We've lately, the last couple years, have had the Tulip City Showdown at the beginning of a season or at the end of a season, right, where we're kind of late, and at that point, there's not a whole lot of movement that can go either way. We're halfway through the season at this point. Huge games for both these teams coming up, but I think, that's the beauty of this rivalry. It's still very viable, still very strong, especially on the boys' side. And I have a feeling that we'll have that Sharpie ready again when these two convene closer to the postseason.
Pella's girls are 8-2, 4-1 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. Pella Christian 1-9, 0-5. On the boys' side, identical 5-3 records with 3-2 Little Hawkeye Conference records. In closing, presented by Lighton State Bank, grow strong with us. Andrew, I've enjoyed it. You and I will do it again here in a few weeks. January 30th, I believe, is the date for round 2 at Pella High School, here on KRLS and Pella Dutch Live on YouTube. Enjoy your weekend and a busy week next week.
I was about to say, we got to keep our vocal cords going because we got some Andrew Swadner is going out of country, out of state. Oh, might as well be out of the country. So I get the old sport twice next week.
Do.
So there's some legendary things going on next week for Indianola. A lot of good basketball on the airwaves. Good to be back after the sunny shores of California. So that's for sure.
For Frank and his whole crew on the Pella Christian YouTube channel, thanks to those guys for doing a fantastic job. To Kathy back in the studio, Andrew Schneider by my side. My name is Trevor Castle. Thanks for listening to the Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show. At Cabinet Design of Pella, they expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations. Call Mike Blom, the Cabinet Guy, at Cabinet Design of Pella. Thanks for listening to Pella and Pella Christian basketball on the one to count on for today's local sports coverage, 92.1 KRLS.